Your Honor, case number 226 on the calendar, the matter of Elmore versus Padilla. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Elmore, the defendant is your sister.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your complaint, you loaned her the money to make her mortgage payment for about a year.
Yes, ma'am. It was about 10 months, probably. Yes, ma'am.
And you loaned her that money with the understanding that if she did not pay you back, the title to the mobile home would be put in your name.
Yes, ma'am. Either or, some kind of assurance that I'd get something out of it.
And Ms. Padilla says that there was never an agreement, that you paid her mortgage, but that was like rent because you were, in fact, living there. Now, explain to me how it came about that your sister and your mother were together in this mobile home.
Well, I moved to Mexico, and after I moved there, my sister had my mother move in with her. I was down there about 5.5 to 6 months. I came back in, like, July.
Where did you stay when you came back to work in July of 2004?
For the first, probably month and a half, I stayed at her trailer.
So from, let's say, July and August.
In August, I was in California, in San Francisco.
When in August?
The 1st of August, I got a job traveling, working in refineries.
So you spent 1 month with your sister and your mother?
Probably about that.
Is that about right?
I wasn't there during that timeout.
Who was there?
She was there, ma'am.
All right, so you say she was there. So you lived there for a month in July. When did you have this conversation with her about the mortgage?
I'd say it was in June, the end of June.
So before you moved in?
Yeah, I was still in Mexico before we had this conversation.
So in Mexico, she called you and said what?
That she's a couple of months behind on her payment. They're about to repossess it, and she'd moved my mom in with her, and I didn't want my mom to be, stuck out because she didn't pay her bills.
So?
So I came back, and I got a job building swimming pools and started paying, And
okay.
she said that she wasn't working because she was waiting on a workman's comp thing to come through, which after a while,
don't speak to him. At my stage in life, I can only hear one person talk at a time.
Yes,
otherwise I get confused.
But after a while, waiting on her workman's comp or whatever to start up so she could pay her own bills, it got kind of old. And she was quite a bit behind, about $1,100, I believe.
You were living in the trailer for the month of July.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would assume, at least for the month of July, you were going to pay some rent.
Yes, ma'am, but this month of July, I was paying a month of May's rent. I was paying her back payment.
If you paid her the back payment for the month of May, how much did you pay for rent in July when you were living there?
Well, I never had a set payment, I guess I would owe for that month of rent, but...
I guess you might.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you were working, right?
But see, none of that... Yes, ma'am.
You don't think that she should pay for a time when you were living there and not paying rent?
Yes, ma'am, but I was paying her bills too, evidently, because she was not working. She had no income coming in whatsoever.
How much in total did you pay towards this trailer?
Trailer and utilities.
Trailer.
Trailer, I don't really have an exact on just a trailer, but I would just send money orders, and whatever they put it on, that was that.
That was nice of you. I don't hear anything about a loan.
Yes, ma'am, that's what all this was a loan.
Well, that's what you're telling me, sir. That's not what they tell me.
Yes, ma'am, but I would not have come back, to pay all her bills. I was living in motels this entire time.
Not in July.
No, I got that job in August.
Not in July.
Or the past 5 months.
Listen to me. Shh. Where have you been living the last 5 months?
A couple of months I was there, but then she got mad because I wouldn't let her use my cell phone, so she told me to get out of her house. She ended up calling the police to have me removed.
Miss Padilla?
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, my roommate here, he was having to loan me money because I was sending all my checks
I'm
in.
talking about the last 5 months, Mr. Elmore. Where were you living?
I've been living with him for the last month and a half. And a little while I had to live in a shed next door to the house, believe it or not. The night after she called the police, they made me leave and told me I couldn't come back. I stayed in the shed for about 3 weeks.
Mr. Elmore, you and I are not coming together on the same wavelength.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain to me why you have a case of a loan.
Well, because
all of those things.
I paid off her trailer payment. Her trailer got paid for, and it all came from me, ma'am. Over $4,000 worth, and I was not living there.
Oh, Mr. Elmore.
I didn't have it separated.
Mr. Elmore.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an argument with your sister?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
What was the argument about, Mr. Elmore?
It started over the cell phone. She asked to borrow my cell phone, I wouldn't let her.
Why?
I don't know.
You didn't feel like letting her?
Yes, ma'am.
So
no, I had no reason, but I just told her no. So
fine.
She told me to get out of her house, and I told her no. I said, I paid all this. So she said it's in her name, and...
So she said it's in her name, get out of my house.
Yeah, exactly. I refused to leave. Well, she called the police.
And what happened when the police got there?
They made me leave. I left.
Is that when you filed this lawsuit?
It was a few days after that, when I was living in that shed. I was watching the TV, and I just happened to see your show, and afterwards I called,
What is your last name?
Elmore.
Miss Elmore, who do you live with now?
I live in the trailer with my daughter.
What about her?
She has moved into the trailer with me and my daughter. She lived there.
So that when I ask you a question, I expect you to give me a full answer. You live in the trailer with your daughter and this lady?
Yes.
Who
yes,
else lives there?
Just the 3 of us now.
Who pays the bills?
All 3 of us. Yes, ma'am.
Now, who was paying the bills, say, last July, August, September, October, November? Was your son paying the bills?
My son paid a lot. He did. I have never denied that, but I was paying too. It wasn't just my paying.
And your son contributed, according to him, some $4,000 over a 13-month period. Is that right?
Actually, it was more than that, but I've lost several receipts.
Now, Mr. Elmore, Would you be here today if it wasn't for this cell phone incident, sir?
Yes, ma'am. It'd been going through my mind for a long time, you know, because I wanted my money back.
Well, you're not going to get all your money back, sir. You
I'm
lived
sure.
there for
I'm aware of that,
You
but-
lived there for 4 months.
Yes, ma'am. I'm aware of that.
Ma'am,
yeah.
He came back in March, and he did not leave again until the end of August, the last week of August.
No, ma'am.
March, April, May, June, July. So it's 6 months.
Not the last week of August. It was about the middle of August.
So the date on the last receipt I had was 5/5 of 05.
Just a
So
second.
that's May. That's not March, ma'am.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you saying your mother is a liar? She says you were there March, April, May, June, July, and part of August. So is what you're telling me that your mother is lying to me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm saying I was not there then.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What you're annoyed about is that your sister told you to leave, so you got annoyed. And then you had nothing to do, so you went and watched me on television and said, aha!
And later today,
Did he drink a little bit?
No, he never drank.
Never.
He never drank during our relationship. I drank.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Elmore says his sister, Shauna Padilla, owes for loans to make her mortgage payments. Shauna is countersuing for damages to her property.
Now, tell me, in March, he came back for how long?
It was about 2 weeks, I believe. And then he left out for the job. He never actually got to work on that job. He got sent back right after that.
And when did he come back?
I probably at the end of March.
So was he living in the trailer in April?
Yes, ma'am.
May?
Yes, ma'am.
June?
Yes, ma'am.
July?
Yes, ma'am.
And part of August?
No, ma'am,
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
not.
And part of August?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the previous July, he was there when he came back from Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
For 1 month?
Yes.
Ms. Judy, she says that I was there before then. When like I said, I got the date on the first receipt that I paid is 7/14 of 04. I was paying a May 15th bill because when she called me,
All right,
she was
listen
3
to me.
months back.
Listen to me, Mr. Elmore.
She got her dates confused, ma'am.
No, Mr. Elmore, listen to me carefully, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your sister does not deny, nor will she deny to me today, that she called you and said, I've gotten behind in my bills.
I didn't call him, ma'am.
Or contacted him, or whatever, and said, I need some help. She's not denying that you gave her some help because the mortgage was behind. What your family is saying to you is, you lived there for a longer period than you've indicated to me today, not just a couple of days, which you say in your complaint, you know, that your employer pays for your motel and that's where you were living, that you were living there for a period of at least, according to both your mother, who I believe, and your sister, July, part of March, April, May, June, July, and part of August. So at least 6.5 months. And for that, living there for all of that time, you contributed $4,200. That's pretty reasonable. You have a roof over your head, you have gas, you have electric, you have food, you have whatever else it takes. And if you helped your family out for another 3.5 months, you don't come in here and bother me about that. What you're annoyed about is that your sister, for whatever reason, after you said she couldn't use your cell phone, told you to leave. So you got annoyed. And then you had nothing to do, so you went and watched me on television and said, aha! I'm going to go and file a small claims court case.
ma'am.
Mr. Elmore,
Well,
Mr. Elmore, get a life. Case is dismissed.
Ladies are excused. You may step out.
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
I have a counterclaim.
It's dismissed.
Okay.
If he bothered you, annoyed you for a year, and you let him bother you and annoy you for the year, that makes you not too smart.
I moved out of the state to get away
Very
from him.
good. That's exactly what you should do.
Well, she got a free trailer. That's what happened.
I paid plenty for that trailer.
She got a heck of a ride off of me.
I have also done many, many things to contribute towards his welfare growing up.
My mother was there, you know? I mean, she wasn't doing nothing to help him.
It breaks my heart.
Don't trust no family member.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Evans versus Fry Leach. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Brandy Evans is suing Kathleen Fry and her ex-boyfriend, Patrick Leach, for damage to her car. Brandy claims Patrick was riding his bike when he crashed into her parked vehicle.
Ms. Fry, are you the neighbor of the plaintiff?
Not of the plaintiff, of the plaintiff's witness.
And this is your boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend, yes.
How long has he been your ex-boyfriend?
Since about last November.
And how long was he your boyfriend?
About 18 years.
That took you a long time to decide he wasn't the right one.
Sometimes.
Huh?
Sometimes you don't think.
Was there any particular reason why you terminated the relationship?
We just weren't getting along anymore.
Did he drink a little bit?
No, he never drank.
Never?
Before we started going out, he drank, but he never drank during our relationship. I drank.
Now, you were riding a bicycle?
Yes, ma'am.
With your girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you been riding?
We usually rode 10 to 15 miles a night, just around our neighborhood and just around our block and so on and so forth.
And at what time of the evening did you return to the house?
It was probably between 8 and 8:30 in the evening.
So it was dark?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you always ride at night?
Yes, we did. It was
have
mostly
lights
at
on
night.
your bikes?
No, we don't.
Are you supposed to?
Yes, we are.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Do you wear a helmet?
Yes, I do.
For what?
Safety reasons, in case somebody pulls out in front of me and
Right.
Right.
That's why you have lights on bikes if you're going to be riding at night. And so tell me what happened, Mr. Leach.
Our street was very dark. It has no street lights. I was pedaling, and her car is the color of night. It blended in, and it was parked, if I can show you on the diagram, it was parked probably a little farther back, but to me, it was illegally parked. And it was on a corner. I was pedaling, and I looked up, and next thing you know, under the tree, next thing you know, I hit the front end of the car.
Okay, so Mr. Leach, we are talking now about certain things that you can't do nothing about, because as night follows day, that's science. And in science, it's going to get dark outside. So when you're driving a vehicle, what they do is when a vehicle is operating, they put lights on the car so that you can see where you're going after night falls, right? So it's not the night's fault that you hit the car.
No.
Now, cars can be painted in many colors. It's not the car's fault that it was painted the color of night, right?
Correct.
So it can't be the car's fault that it was
Correct.
that color. Now, how long do you think this big tree has been living on the corner?
I couldn't tell you.
10 years?
Since before he moved in.
Yeah.
The tree didn't move, right?
Correct.
So it can't be the tree's fault that you hit her car. And the last thing that you said was her car, you believe, was parked illegally.
True.
But the car didn't move.
Correct.
There was only one thing that was moving. Mr. Leach, that would be you.
I totally agree.
Now, Miss Evans, tell me, you were awakened to the alarm going off in your car?
No, we were watching a movie. I was over at my friend's house.
And what
it was
happened?
around 11 p.m., and I heard my alarm going off.
So the alarm did go off as a result of being hit?
Yes. So I walked out, and they weren't near my car. They were walking away from my car. And I walked down and looked at my fog light, and my fog light was broken on the ground. And I walked back up halfway to the driveway, and that's when Kathy stopped me.
Had you known her before that evening?
No.
So you never met her before?
No.
She walked up to you and said?
And said, we were riding our bikes, and my boyfriend hit your car. And I looked over at him, and he was laying on the grass with his bike.
That's not true.
And
Shh, Mr. Leach. Shh, Mr. Leach, look at me.
And Kathy said she was going to run and go get her information, and that she did not want to go through the police. She did not want to go through insurance. That she wanted to pay cash. And she walked back over and said he had some to drink, and that here's her information to put estimates in her mailbox, and that she would get back to me. And she gave me her number. She gave me her work phone, her cell phone.
Miss Fry, did you write down your telephone number, your work number?
I gave her my business card.
What did you give her your business card for?
For the purpose of, I had walked over and explained that he had hit the car and that he was lying on the ground because he had hurt himself when the bike hit the car. And I said, I will get you the information and you can get estimates and the two of you can work it out. I brought her the information back over. I never stated that he was drinking because he wasn't. And I never stated that I would pay her cash because I am not the one that hit the car.
What do you want to say?
I was standing there and listened to her state that she would pay Brandy in cash to settle the matter.
Tell me your last name.
Curran.
How long had you been neighbors, Miss Curran?
I've lived there approximately 6 years.
Okay. Mr. Leach.
Yes, ma'am.
There is no reason why Miss Fry should take responsibility for this.
Exactly.
So if the court were going to enter a judgment, it would have to be a judgment against you.
Correct.
So that Miss Fry, you may sit down. Thank you. Now, sir, you're there all on your own. In 10 seconds, give me your best shot as to why you're not responsible for this.
I never said I was not responsible. I hit the car. But what I am disputing is they brought over estimates for $1,400 for the car, which to me was a little outrageous. We told them to get another estimate in a local place. They've done work on our cars before, and they were more reasonable. They probably given a reasonable rate. They never went there.
Mr. Leach, let me stop.
Sure.
Just a second. Is it that you don't like the amount of money that she's asking for because you believe it's excessive, or that you don't believe you're responsible?
The amount of money, and then we had an estimate for $1,400 and $1,600. Now it's $1,800.
Well, now she's going to show me the estimates.
I have
and the photographs.
The first estimate that I gave them that was for the $1,400. When I gave it to her, she asked me to go and get another one with their body, a place, and it shows it was only a month afterwards, not even a month after the accident, that I have for that quote.
Just a second. What was the name of the body shop where you wanted them to go?
Boulevard.
Is this one of those from Boulevard?
Yes, and that's my third one.
Can I see it, please?
We never got that one.
We never got those.
I don't care whether you did or not. Now I have them. So am I correct? Boulevard gives you $621.72?
Mm-hmm. That was just the paint that they said. They didn't say anything about the hood. That is, I have pictures of my hood and where it's not aligned with the other side from where he fell on it. And
Your Honor, I did not fall on the hood.
I have your handlebar marks on my hood.
Well, there is damage to the hood. All right, anything you want to say?
I just, I want to know. She got an estimate from Boulevard, for just paint. Well, you know what? To me, if I'm going to get an estimate for the body work, I'm just not going to ask for paint for the $600 and something. I'm going to say, I'm going to say, hey, it's just, I need the body work done. I don't understand that.
I went in and asked for an estimate, and that's what they gave me. I didn't ask them just to do paint.
Did you ask them for an estimate to fix it or to paint it?
To fix it. I said I needed it fixed.
The damage to this car can't be done for $600. She's got something wrong with the hood of the car that's going to have to be pulled out and painted if it's going to be done right. The $1,300 is a reasonable estimate. Okay, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,360.64. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. All rise. Your Honor, case number 201 on the calendar in the matter of McDaniel versus Julius. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ladies. Have a seat, please.
Ms. McDaniel, the defendant is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Your complaint is really a simple one, and your complaint is that you made 2 loans to your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And she has not paid you back. Your daughter says that these were not loans, they were really gifts. But the matter becomes more complicated because of the nature of the loans that you claim to your daughter. Miss Julius, you had a daughter who was murdered.
Yes, ma'am.
When was she murdered?
September 24th. She was found dead in her room.
In your home?
In her home.
Has the perpetrator of that murder ever been found?
There are 3 people apprehended as of right now for first-degree murder.
How old was your daughter?
17.
According to you, Miss McDaniel, you went to where your daughter was living, and your daughter did not have money for burial.
That's right.
You agreed to loan her the money for the burial.
Yes, ma'am.
Subsequently, your daughter, who was not happy staying in the same house where her daughter was murdered, which is quite understandable because people had not been apprehended at that time, asked if she could relocate. And you agreed to loan her some money.
Yes, ma'am.
So that she could relocate. What was the extent of those 2 sums of money? The funeral was how much?
$4,582.27.
And how much did you advance your daughter to relocate?
$1,487.68.
The matter becomes more complicated because at some point, Miss Julius, you ascertained that there was a crime victim's compensation that you could apply for.
The DA.
The DA?
From Carroll County.
Told you what?
Told me that there was a victim's fund relief.
And what was it for?
It was for expenses for Jessica's death. And I have been making payments.
Just a second. Expenses for Jessica's death?
Yes.
Which included her burial?
Which my mother gave as a gift.
Listen to me very carefully.
Which included, yes.
So the state of Tennessee had a fund which provided for the survivors of victims of violent crime to give them money so that they could pay for burial?
Yes.
And other related expenses?
Yes.
You applied for that?
Yes.
And you got a check?
Yes.
How much was the check?
One was $5,300 and the other one was $1,024.
Can I see the paperwork surrounding those 2 checks, please?
There was a few gas expenses.
Can I see the paperwork for the...
This is exactly what
Bert, I'll take a look
but
at
I
it.
have more different, I have receipts to where I have been paying my mother.
Just a second. They paid you $5,307.27 for the funeral. And then there are other related expenses, moving expenses. Are you telling me that you have proof that you gave some of this money to your mother?
Yes, I have.
I'd like to see it, please.
I have receipts. Here this is it for money orders. She told me that her payments were 70 and 40. I talked to my sister Gail that's standing next to her over the telephone. She was in California. I talked to her and she said, have you been giving her money? I said, yeah. She told me 70 and 40 on her credit cards. And that's exactly, I've been giving her a little bit more.
Well, I see what you're talking about. You gave her $30, $40.
And it started on 11/3, excuse me.
I understand that, but these are very small amounts of money. When did you get the check from the state?
In April. She told me it was on credit cards, and as long as I was helping her out, there was no lump sum that I was supposed to give her. She knew I would have to go home. I have a headstone to purchase for my daughter, which is $910, and I'm working at a minimum wage job. I moved out because it was so unbearable to live with her in her house.
Let's go back a second. You got this money, which is about $6,500. What did you do with it?
I've been living on it, and also I have money set aside to buy Jessica's stone and money set aside to go home.
Well,
because
so
I cannot live.
Just a second. You just told me that the stone is $900.
$910.
Fine. And did you order it?
I've already talked to...
Yes. Don't play with me.
Yes.
Did you order it?
Yes.
Did you pay for it?
Not as of yet.
Why not?
Because she started this lawsuit.
What's the name of the company that's going to do the stone?
Memorial Gardens.
Well, you certainly have $900 for the stone because you got $6,500. And my problem with you, Miss Julius, is because this is not a very difficult case. Whether your mother said to you, as you allege in your answer, it's the least I can do to give you the money for the funeral, right? That's what she alleges you said to her, or not. The good people of the state of Tennessee did not provide this money for you to live on. The good people of the state of Tennessee wanted to ensure that your daughter had an appropriate burial. So you cannot take their money and do what you want with it. You have to take their money and pay for her funeral. That's what it was earmarked for by the state. Because whether you and your mother, according to you, you colluded to defraud the state by her signing papers that said she's going to pay me back, and she really didn't mean that you were going to pay her back, that's a fraud on the state. I can't sanction that. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your family has had sufficient amount of sadness to last for a lifetime. And even if your mother is awarded the $5,000, you still have money left over for the headstone. And then some.
And later today,
when they got pulled over, there were drugs in the car. Whose drugs were they?
They were his drugs.
What kind of drugs were found in the car?
Marijuana, pills, and methamphetamines.
Whose were they?
Hers.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bourbon McDaniel is suing her daughter, Glenda Julius, for the cost of her granddaughter's funeral. Glenda says her mother is heartless.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm working in a dry cleaners. I'm having trouble dealing with the public.
What kind of work did you do before your daughter's death?
I was working in a convenience store, third shift.
Your mother paid for the funeral. According to the claim that you put into the criminal injuries compensation claim for Jessica Dawn Julius, the funeral was $5,307.27. That's what you told the state, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the funeral was actually $45.82?
The difference was donations from the school where Jessica went.
What?
I have a paper that states each and every one that gave donation to the funeral.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
The family that Jessica was, Lisa Stevens' family, were there and willing, and the whole town was willing to help out with this. My mother is the one that wanted me to move. I left everything I owned.
Listen to me. I'm not talking about the moving. I'm talking about the fact that you cannot take this money and live on it. I have to make a judgment whether the person who actually paid for the funeral, and that's your mother, or you who did not pay for the funeral, are the rightful recipients of this money from the state, which is earmarked for your daughter's burial expenses. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were some very nice people from the town who also sent checks in for the funeral. But that's not the issue. The issue really is a very simple one. Whether your mother, at the time that your daughter died, and I believe that she probably did, say to you, this is a terrible time. I don't want you to worry about the funeral. I'll take care of it. Because that's what a parent does. But then when you found out that there was a possibility, because you said that the district attorney told you that there was a fund, that was after your daughter was buried, correct?
Yes.
So after your mother laid out that money, and probably would not have sought to recoup it because you have limited circumstances, that'd be a fair statement. But after she found out that you were going to get this money from the state for the funeral, the right thing for you to do was to give it back to her.
I've been giving her close to $1,500.
No. That may have been fine, Miss Julius, giving her $30, giving her $70, until you got $6,500. Once you got $6,500, you had to say, Mom, clean up the credit card, pay it off, because that's what this check was supposed to be used for.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let's not pursue this any further. Your family has had sufficient amount of sadness to last for a lifetime. So you have the money, and even if your mother is awarded the $5,000, you still have money left over for the headstone, and then some, right? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I love my daughter. Love my granddaughter.
It was a gift to bury Jessica.
She's using it very foolishly, but she'll have to live with that for the rest of her life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Savage versus Balding.
Nancy Savage is suing the mother of her grandson, Melissa Balding, for bail money. Nancy says Melissa and her son were arrested on drug charges.
All right, everybody listen very carefully, because this is a long saga to get to a simple question. Miss Savage, I assume this is your son?
Yes, it is.
This is his girlfriend?
Yes, it is.
Ex-girlfriend?
True.
They have a child together?
True.
She doesn't have custody of the child. He doesn't have custody of the child. One of your other children has custody of the child, because both of these two people were, in somebody's opinion, not capable of taking care of this child. According to your complaint, some time ago, your son was driving your car, with her in the car. When did that happen?
About a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Let's have a month.
April 30th, 2004.
He's not your only child, is he?
No.
Perfect. It's a perfect example of don't put all your eggs in one basket. When they got pulled over, there were drugs in the car. I assume, Miss Savage, that they didn't belong to you.
Right.
So the two of them got hauled into court and your car was impounded. According to you, you bailed out your son and Miss Balding, and you want your bail money, which was how much?
$750.
You also would like her to pay for the towing fees on the car and the impound fees.
The impound fees.
That she's not going to pay for, because the Hulk over here was the one driving your car, right?
Yes.
And you gave him permission to drive your car, I assume. So I would suggest you get the impound and towing fees back from him. By the way, have you paid your mother back for your bail?
Yes, I have. Except for $50 of it.
What about the towing fees?
No, I haven't.
Where were the drugs found?
They were found behind the glove box, stashed.
Whose drugs were they?
They were his drugs.
Had you used drugs that day?
No.
Were you under the influence of drugs that
No.
day? Were you under the influence of alcohol that day?
That was possible.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
What time of the day was this?
Around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, because I was laying out at my pool.
What time had you started drinking?
Around 12 o'clock.
He's shaking his head no. I tend to believe him. Were any charges ultimately brought against you?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
That I'm not quite sure about them, but I have this paper right here stating that it was all dropped and dismissed.
Let me see that, please.
I have on the bail slip that I got her what her charges were.
Can I see that, please?
And she has one more charge than my son was, which I believe is being under the influence. She admitted to the police that she had taken somas.
What is that?
It's a muscle relaxer. Not that day, but previous.
Now tell me about the call you received, Miss Savage, from the defendant about the bail.
First of all, one of their friends notified me that their car had been pulled over, so I went to where it was because it was less than a mile from my house. And I asked the officer if I could get my car, and he said no, there were drugs involved, and one of them was under the influence, and so they were going to impound it. So I asked him where my grandchild was, and the officer went over and asked Melissa, and she told him it was at her apartment. So I told him I would take responsibility and go get Brian and have him stay with me.
Who was watching him?
Some of their friends.
Go ahead.
So I went and brought my grandson home, and I was trying to calm him and everything. He was very upset.
How old is he?
2.5.
Go ahead.
I told him that Mommy and Daddy were having car problems, and when their car was fixed, that they would come and get him, and he told me that I should take him to where they were. So Melissa started calling. The first call, she was like, you have to get me out of here. I can't stay in here. You need to get me out. I'll do anything. Whatever it is, I'll pay you back. Just get me out. And that was the first of one of many calls. I probably got between 15 and 20 calls that night, and every time she called, she woke my grandson up. And
what about your son?
He called me once.
Did you go and bail him out?
I bailed both of them out.
No. He called you once?
Once.
When did you bail him out?
Steve got released at around 2 o'clock that afternoon, and Melissa got released 8:30, 9 o'clock that morning because there was a woman in jail that Melissa had identified for another crime.
Oh, just a second. This incident happened at 12 noon.
No, the incident happened at like 10 o'clock that night that they were pulled over.
Yes. Oh, so she had been drinking from 12 noon until 10 o'clock at night, according to her. Oh, I didn't understand that. Now I understand. Okay, and during that whole time, she called you numerous times.
She called me about 15 to 20 times, and she told me that they wanted to test her for drugs and she wasn't going to give them a urine sample, and that when she had to go to the bathroom that she would have the girls in the waiting cell stand around her so they didn't know that she was urinating.
Step up. What happened to your case?
My case was dropped before hers was.
What kind of drugs were found in the car?
Marijuana, pills, and methamphetamines.
Whose were they?
Hers.
Oh. That's interesting. Not yours.
The marijuana was mine. I admitted to the cop when we were stopped. He asked if there were any drugs in the vehicle, and the marijuana was in my pocket. And I handed that to him, and he found the other drugs when he asked for my license and registration. When she opened the glove box door, he saw a container that everything else was in.
Who are you?
Her mother.
Step up. Why do you think your daughter didn't call you to bail her out?
Because I taught her not to call me and bail any of my children out until they have gone to their first preliminary hearing.
She was in Ohio.
Just a second.
They'll possibly lower the bail.
What's your last name?
Daly.
Miss Daly, how many children do you have that have been arrested?
Oh, this one.
So when you said you've taught all your children not to call you until after they have had their first bail hearing, you were really referring just to her?
No, I raised 4 daughters as a single parent.
Yes.
And I worked in law enforcement for 30 years.
Yes.
And I just informed them that if they got into a situation where they ended up in jail, I would hope this wouldn't happen, but I just wanted to make sure that they knew what to do.
How many years have you spent in law enforcement?
All told, 20.
Between us, we have more than a half a century in law enforcement, Miss Daly. How many children do you have?
4.
Between us, we have 9 children. Did you ever have a conversation and tell your children, if you ever get arrested, make sure you wait until your first bail hearing because your bail will probably be lowered? Do you remember having that conversation when you told them about, don't talk to strangers, don't go near people's vans? Do you ever remember having that conversation with your 4 children?
Negative.
Me neither. So you want to go through this one more time with me? Because unless you're kooky, because I never heard of a mother, even in law enforcement, sitting her children down and saying, listen, never talk to strangers, be home at midnight, don't give any strangers your phone number, and if you ever get arrested, I want you to wait until your first bail hearing before you call me because your bail may be reduced. Were you happy to get out of jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Pay her the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy's always right, but...
Now, this is case number 217 on the calendar, the matter of Tyler versus Cantrell. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Tyler, the defendant is your daughter, and it is your claim that she had you falsely arrested for stealing her car. Your daughter says that you did exercise control over that car without her permission. She had every right to notify the police that you had, in fact, taken the car without permission. So let me start with you, Ms. Cantrell. I understand that you are married.
Yes, ma'am.
Your husband is in the armed services.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is he currently located?
He's in Afghanistan.
And how long has he been there?
He's been deployed since October.
This car was originally purchased for him.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how it came about that your father got the car in his possession.
The car was on my grandmother's property, and he took it because he was angry that my mom had left him.
Where did you get the car from, Mr. Tyler?
Judge, I originally bought the car in Cleveland, Alabama at a car auction.
What do you mean you bought the car?
I was there to buy some cars, and my ex-wife had called her, and she came over to the auction. And she seen the car, and she said, I'd like to have this for Kevin, her husband.
Who paid for the car?
She did.
So that she
wrote a
bought the
check.
car.
She
You
wrote-
didn't pay for the car.
No, she
Well,
wrote
you
a
said
check.
I bought the car
Well,
at an auction.
I
You
meant,
didn't-
Judge, that I was there to buy the car, and she wanted it, so I let her have it. That's how.
You were at an auction to buy several cars. Your daughter
Yes.
came with you. She saw a car that she wanted. She wrote out the check for it. So she bought the car.
Right.
Don't play with me, Mr. Tyler.
Okay, I'm not, Judge.
I guarantee you.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. Okay, so your daughter bought a car, and according to her, she parked it at her grandmother's house.
No, Judge.
Where was it?
It was in my yard.
So it was in the yard of the house where you were living.
Uh-huh.
Who were you living there with?
My ex-wife.
Anybody else?
My cousin.
What's the address of this house?
77, Highway 75.
And is that where the car was taken from?
No, ma'am.
Where was it taken from?
71, Highway 75.
That's where your grandmother lives?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you live next door to your mother-in-law?
That's my mother, Judge.
Your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the car parked at her house at any time?
No, Judge.
Okay. How did it come about that you took control over this car?
When the car was bought, it was to be brought to my house to fix for Kevin. And at the time, Judge, they were going to pay for it to be fixed. And Kevin had gotten hurt and come home. And Kevin asked me when he was home if I would keep the car at my house until he came back and fix what it needed. And when I get home, I'll pay you for it.
Okay.
So we had a windshield put in it. When you walk out my back door, it was sitting right there with a car cover on it. Then, Judge, when my ex-wife left.
Okay, so you separated.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
It's a long story behind it.
Let's
Anyway,
put it
when that-
simply. Ultimately, she wanted the car.
to give to her mom, because I wouldn't let her mom
Just a
have
second.
one.
In whose name was the car titled?
Mine.
Yours.
And my husband's.
So she said, I want the car. I'm going to give it to Mama.
Yes.
So what did you do?
I had told her prior to this that me and Sammy was going to fix the car. He told me, he said, if you'll pay for the parts, I'll do the labor, and when Kevin comes home, we'll give it to him. And Judge, that's what I had in mind doing.
I don't care what you had in mind,
and
sir.
she-
I don't care what you had in mind. I got the gist of it. You and her mother separated, and she said, I want the car to give to Mama.
Right.
I assume that's because her mother didn't have a car.
Right. And
Okay, and you said no.
and not unless you pay me.
Okay, so now you want to be paid before Kevin came back from Afghanistan.
Well, if she was going to take it. Okay.
You had made an arrangement with Kevin that he would pay you for the parts when he came back from Afghanistan.
Yes, ma'am.
That was your contract.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you're changing the contract because now you want to get paid right away.
Well, the car was to stay there, Judge, till he came home.
No, it can go anywhere that the owner says it can go.
But he told me to keep it there
But
until
then
he...
you spoke to him again and he said to give it to her.
No, he called on the phone, Judge.
I said you spoke to him again and he said to give it to my wife.
If she pays.
No.
Yeah.
He said give it to my wife.
If she pays the labor to Sammy, not the parts. But just the labor.
Labor to Sammy has nothing to do with you.
Right.
What did you do with the car?
Well, a couple of days there, the car winded up. You could tell where it had tried to be broken into. Not for sure who done it. We took it and put it in storage.
Not we, you.
Well, me and my cousin. He had done the labor on it, Judge, and I'd paid for the parts.
Did you tell her where it was?
Yes, I told her I'd put it in storage, and when she paid us, she could get it. There was a labor lien against it. And she wanted proof of it, Judge, so I sent her proof of it.
Let me see what you mailed her.
And read. May I speak, Judge?
No, now it's her turn.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When they sent this letter, they did send the letter, but it was not sent until after the investigator had called and spoke with him about my car.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. I have the report. And
Can I
also-
see the report,
Yes,
please? That's interesting, because you send her this ridiculous note that says, I have in my possession a Pontiac Firebird, and there is a $10 storage fee on it. And then you change the amount of repair bill. It looks like you put first it was $1,300, then it was $700. I don't know. Can't figure this out. And you say, if you don't respond within 90 days, the car will be sold at public auction. Now this, I don't know what date this is, but she signed for it on May 23rd, because you allegedly sent this by certified mail. But she filed this incident report on the 16th of May, which is before you sent this letter to her. So the police contacted you. Put your hand down. Police contacted you and said, where's the car? Or they
Probably.
contacted Sammy.
come out and contacted me.
Oh, there you go. And then you sent her this letter.
Judge, the officer, the day he came out, he wanted a copy of that letter. The day the officer came out and
It's
talked.
absolutely impossible, sir, because you dated this letter May 17th. That was the next day after the officer took this complaint.
Judge, he didn't come out the day he took the complaint.
I don't care whether he came out and took the complaint on that day or not. It doesn't make any difference, sir.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is, I got the whole story. You know what the whole story is? You were mad at your ex-wife.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't want her to have a car. Don't shake your head no to me. You were angry. You didn't want her to have a car. And you had worked on this car. And when your daughter said, I'm going to give this car to Mama to use because you're not giving her a car, you said, over my dead body. Because I put money in that car, and I was going to give it to Kevin, but I won't give it to the woman who I've lived with for the last, I don't know, how many years? 30 years?
24, Judge.
24, and raised a bunch of children with how many children?
4.
4 children. I'm not going to give it to her because I don't like her. I like this stranger, now husband of my child, and I'd give him for nothing, but I'm not giving it to my ex-wife because who the hell does she think she is throwing me out?
You're right.
Well, that's too damn bad. You had no right. That's too bad, Mr. Tyler.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Uncross your hands. Your wife may have taken your attitude for 24 years. I don't. What I'm telling you is you didn't do it because you put a mechanic's lien on it. You did it because you were PO'd at your wife.
And later today,
I needed some money to put down. She gave us the money.
I didn't give the money.
Okay, just a second. Why would you choose to pay back your in-laws and not your mother?
Because it's my mother.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Billy Tyler says his daughter, Tiffany Cantrell, had him falsely arrested for stealing her car.
Mr. Tyler?
She took it all and gave it to a man one time. She ain't going to do it again.
Listen to me, Mr. Tyler. I don't know the reason, after 24 years and raising 4 children with somebody, that they say, I don't want to live with him anymore. I'm not going back over that. I don't know whether you were a good husband, whether you were not a good husband, whether you were a kind person to her, whether she was a kind person to you. I have no idea.
She's the one who left.
She may have had good reason. Let me tell you something about most women. And how old is your wife?
42.
Most women, if they have a loving mate, someone who cherishes them and cares for them,
Some of them
I'm speaking, and treat them well, they don't say, I'd rather go it alone. See, sometimes men do. Because, you know, men will turn around and they'll say, well, I can find somebody who's 20. What do I need? This 42-year-old who's raised my 4 children. Now, your wife must not be a bad person because her daughter says, I'm going to let you use this car if Daddy won't give you a car. So evidently, uncross your hands. Your wife may have taken your attitude for 24 years. I don't. What I'm telling you is you had no right to take that car and put it in a place where she couldn't find it. And you didn't do it because you put a mechanic's lien on it. You did it because you were PO'd at your wife. And that you had no right to do. You had no right to exercise dominion and control over a car that did not belong to you. Now, your daughter, as far as I'm concerned, should not have gone to the police, should have tried to settle this matter civilly. But then again, you took your mother's side in this altercation. So, yeah, you felt badly for her.
Somewhat, yes, ma'am.
You felt badly for her. So, in a family situation, should she have gone to the police? Probably not. Did she have a legal right to go to the police because you exercised dominion and control over a car? Absolutely. Don't say no. She did. And what they found when they found you not guilty wasn't because you weren't guilty of exercising control over the car, sir. What they said was, this is really a family matter, and we're not going to find you guilty of a criminal act because what you were really doing was acting vindictive. And we're not going to get involved with that. So, sir, she had the legal right, put your hand down, she had a legal right to call the police to make a police report that she no longer had a car that was titled in her name and that you had.
Even though she had brought the car down there and told me to fix it.
Listen to me, sir. You can't trip over your own words. What you said to me 10 minutes ago was, it was your intention to fix the car. First you said you were going to make a gift to Kevin when he came back from Afghanistan. Then you changed that and you said, well, I spoke to him and he said to me he would pay me for the parts when he came back from Afghanistan. She never told you she would pay you for anything, unless you're going to change your story again.
Judge,
right. You have no case, Mr. Tyler. Grow up. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her mother left after me catching her with another man.
He's been abusive to my mom my whole life.
Didn't only catch her with another man, I caught her 3 days later sitting on a computer in my home talking to another man.
He let that come between a relationship with his daughter and his grandchildren.
I told her to get out of my home because we had been divorced 4 years ago, and I put her out.
He didn't kick her out. She left in the middle of the night because he wouldn't let her leave on her own.
I've seen their car in the home, and I was there the day that someone tried to break in it.
She said, no, I'm going to get the car, and I'm not paying neither one of you nothing. And she did.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Leffler. Step forward.
Jean Johnson is suing her daughter, 28-year-old Christine Leffler, for 2 unpaid loans. Jean says her daughter is taking advantage of her.
Miss Johnson, this young lady is your daughter.
Yes.
Your complaint alleges 2 loans to your daughter, and she has repaid neither.
Correct.
Your daughter says that her family came on hard times. You were kind enough to offer her some money for housing. She accepted your offer, which was a gift, not a loan.
Yes.
Tell me about the first amount of money that your mother gave you.
My mother had given us $2,000.
When?
April, I believe.
Why?
My husband was the owner-operator of his own business, a trucking company, and we're from Massachusetts. It was very snowy this winter, so his work slowed down quite a bit. And then he had to have major surgery on his colon, and that put him out of work for a couple months. So things were very bad for us, mortgage-wise. So we decided that, it might be better for my husband's business, trucking, to move to Florida. It's always sunny there. You don't have to worry about missed days. So, we found a house and that we liked, and she gave us the money.
I didn't give the money.
Okay, just a second. Wait 1 second. Tell me about the call that you got for the $2,000.
Well, they did have hard times, and she did call me, and she needed some help with the deposit on the house that they were going to get in Florida. I was against it. I didn't want my grandson going all the way to Florida. You're a grandmother.
That's true.
And I told her I would loan her the money, but I needed the money back. It was...
When did you expect her, and how did you expect her to pay it back?
Her house was on the market, and she had promised to pay me back after May 26th when she sold her house.
Now, when was the next loan? When was the next amount of money that your mother gave you?
I'm not sure of the exact dates, but, we did talk about that, and she knew that we were on hard times. And when we did get an offer on the house, it was less than what we had expected.
Well, how much did you get?
We got about $17,000. Unfortunately, due to being behind, my husband had to catch up on...
So you netted $17,000 in profit?
Yes.
And how much was this second amount of money that your mother gave you, and for what?
She had found us a rental house in Westboro. Every time I would go over to her house, I would get
Well, the first house fell through in Florida.
Well, that was to build for us to own. She had found us a rental house.
Why did it fall through?
The builder had been put to a halt in Florida. He had too many outstanding projects per the person that we were going through.
So you lost the $2,000?
Yes. Yep. So she had found us a house in Westboro. She gave the woman the money to secure it, so we'd be in the same town as her. And I knew that she knew that we had no way of paying her back. I couldn't pay my mortgage. How was I going to pay her back all this money? It's ridiculous.
Out of the sale of the house?
Well, that's just the thing, Your Honor. I mean, everybody else that, my husband had his truck that he owned, which was quite a lot of money every month, so we had all these back months that I had to pay. And, we owed money to his parents. I mean, it was just out of control this
winter. How much money did you owe to his parents?
We owed his parents $5,000.
They got their money.
Shh. Did you pay him back?
Yes.
Did your mother know that you had paid back your husband's parents?
Yes.
What does your mom do for a living?
She works in an office.
And your father?
My father's a retired policeman.
So he has a pension?
I believe so.
And your in-laws?
My father's a retired state policeman.
Your father-in-law?
My father-in-law, excuse me, is a retired state policeman.
So he has a pension?
Yes.
And your mother-in-law?
I believe she works at TJ Maxx still.
They have comparable kind of incomes. Why would you choose to pay back your in-laws and not your mother?
Because it's my mother, and because she knew that we were in difficult times. I mean, my husband had to go back and take a job working for somebody again. He had to sell the truck ultimately because we couldn't afford to pay for it.
Well,
so now you go from making this much money to making this much money, and all these people that you owed, they really don't care. They want their money either way. So trying to raise an 8-year-old and...
Ms. Leffler, I understand you, and I am compassionate to your position. And to be quite honest with you, unless your parents had their back to the wall and needed this money desperately, I don't think I would have pursued this matter in a court. I'm telling you right now, Ms. Johnson, I would not have done that because I think that your daughter, she strikes me as being a reasonable person. But I think, Mrs. Leffler, that you could have handled it a little more reasonably and said to your husband, listen, we have one pot of money. We have $5,000 that we're able to scrape together to pay back our collective parents. And we can't pay them all back what we should together. So let's work it out and give each set of parents $2,500 and say, we're going to try our best to put some money together so that we will have the respect of both sets of parents, not just one.
Well, I really didn't think that she wanted, I didn't think it was a loan. I really
Well,
didn't.
but listen, you can't tell me that the first time you heard about it was when you got served with a small claims summons. This is something that's been going on for a while. And I'm going to suggest to you that your mother might have let this slide for a longer period of time until she found out that you paid back your in-laws $5,000. Because, quite frankly, that would irritate me. You say to me, it's a very interesting thing, you said to me, it's because it's my mother.
Well, can I say that she didn't want the money until she decided she wanted to pay off her second summer car. She's got a nice Saab convertible. Not really something you need to have, but she has it. So, I have to give her this money because she wants to pay her car off.
Just a minute. That's not your determination to make.
But all of a sudden, it's...
What do you do for a living?
I work in an office.
Same as your mother?
Mm-hmm.
And your husband's working now?
Well, he's working for somebody now. He's not making the kind of money he used to.
Well, he's working?
Yes.
And you have one child?
We do.
When did you pay back your in-laws?
When we sold the house.
You owe your mother the money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I truly thought that my mother would.
Case number 149 on the calendar in the matter of Macias versus Macias. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Macias, the defendant is your brother, and according to what I've read, you claim that he assaulted you almost 2 years ago. You want to be compensated for your injuries, your pain and suffering, your lost wages, etc. And your brother tells me that you were at his house, that you were the aggressor, that he asked you to leave, you refused to leave, and he was merely defending himself.
That's correct.
I gather that this problem between you and your brother started over your mother.
Yes.
When did this alleged assault take place?
May 17th, 2002.
And with whom was your mother living at the time?
She was only staying at his house temporarily.
How long had she been at your house?
About 2.5 years.
Prior to that, where had she been living?
In her home in Texas until she had a stroke.
Did she ever live with your sister prior to 2002?
No, ma'am.
Correct?
Not correct, Your Honor.
When did she live with you?
Immediately, 4 months after her stroke, while she was recovering, I took her back home to Texas. And we were there for 4 or 5 months. And then he asked her to come back because he was telling her that her...
I don't care. He took her back to his house.
Right.
All right. And she lived there not for a couple of days. She was staying there for at least a year.
Not consistently, Your Honor.
Oh, don't play with me, Miss Macias. Don't play with me. You want to tell me what happened, Miss Macias, on May 17th?
My mother had been asking me to pick her up because she was bored at his house. I went to pick her up, and I hadn't been there but 3 minutes before he showed up, Your Honor. He started to tell me that I was not supposed to be there. I did not know that. As I'm waiting for her to gather her medication, I'm helping her gather some clothing of her from her suitcase because the prior time she had been in my house.
Just tell me the story. He came home at 9:15 and he told you weren't supposed to be there.
Right.
And you said to him what?
I said, I just came from my mother, and he asked me to leave, and I told him I needed her medication. I could not leave without her medication.
So he asked you to leave?
Yes, and I said I cannot leave until I get her my mother's medication. So he started pushing me out the door. The beating started. He started pushing me out the door. I told him I just want my mother's medication, and he kept on pushing me and pushing me. Eventually, I just kind of blacked out. I just fell and stood up and fell and stood up. He kept on hitting me. I don't know where the punches were coming from. Eventually, I just stood up, and I tried to kick him in the groin. I could not lift my leg up very much. My back had gone out. I had a little problem with my back. I could not lift my leg very high at all. And he grabbed my leg and shoved it over my head, shoving me against the door. And even though I have a certain amount of flexibility, the fact that my back was out at the time just really, really caused me a lot of...
Why didn't you leave when he told you to leave?
Because I needed her medicine.
You didn't need her medicine. You needed to leave.
I wanted my mother.
You come back another time for your mother. If your brother tells you to leave his home, if you remain in his home when he tells you to leave, you're trespassing.
Well, I wanted to get her clothing. I couldn't take her without she wasn't prepared.
Is there a guardianship in this case of your mother?
Your Honor, there is. I am my mother's conservator.
Can I see the papers, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You have photographs of the assault, Miss Macias?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
May I see them, please? These are rulings by the court which suggests that your brother has conservatorship over your mother.
Yes.
Really, the limited purpose of assuring that she received proper, daily medical care. The court did not believe that you were in a position at that time to assume that responsibility, despite the fact that your mother seemed to indicate that you would be her preference. The court also noted in its order that you had a difficult time controlling yourself during the course of the hearings. Did you act out during the course of the hearings?
Only on 2 occasions, Your Honor, when he made very serious allegations and accusations. I was really upset because this has been going on since my mom got sick, and he has dragged me to court repeatedly trying to get restraining orders to keep me away from my mother. And I was just very upset, and this has been the hardest thing for me. I've had to go to group therapy because he has...
Are you on medication, Ms. Macias?
No, Your Honor.
Had you been?
In the beginning, when I went to group therapy, before this went to the conservatorship, yes, I was taking medication for stress and depression, Your Honor. I was very upset over...
It's suggested, but it's not discussed in here, but I assume that that's true.
Well, I just could not control my nerves, Your Honor.
Who took these photographs?
My son.
Okay. Most of the black and blue marks that are here were around the arm.
Yes.
It looks as if someone's trying to restrain you. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Macias, you want to tell me what happened?
Yes, ma'am. On the day of 5/17/2002, I did have the occasion to come by my house in the morning. I had forgotten keys that I needed while on the job. I was on duty at the time. And I found my sister inside my home after I had asked her several times. I did not want her anywhere near my family because we had a record of legal incidents that had transpired up to that point. She had filed restraining orders. I had filed restraining orders. We had gone back and forth.
Put your hand down, Ms. Macias.
We had gone back and forth, and we had gotten to the point where she was no longer a person that was welcome in my home.
How long had it been since your mother was out of your home?
She had just been with my sister a few days earlier for Mother's Day, the weekend before. It's just 5 days earlier.
You took her there to her house?
I believe that, I don't remember who took who. I believe that she picked her up. I don't recall the exact.
Okay, so that wasn't a problem?
It was 5 days prior.
So correct. It wasn't a problem. She was, in fact, seeing her?
Yes, she was.
So tell me what happened when you got home looking for your keys.
When I got home, I was surprised to find her, and I asked her to please remove herself. I asked her what she was doing there, and she said she was helping Mom get her things together because she was going to take her. And I asked her, how long are you going to take her for so I can give you the right amount of pills for my mom? And she said, it's none of your business. I'll take her as long as I want to keep her. And I said, well, then, Rose, she's not going with you. And furthermore, I want you to get out of my house. So she says, I will get out of your house whenever I feel like it. She starts waving her hand in front of my face and using the F word multiple times. So I walked up to the front door. I opened it. I asked her to walk out. And when she refused to walk out, I grabbed her by the blouse, by the arm. Maybe she may have sustained those bruises. And I started walking her backwards towards the door. She immediately turned around and attacked me with martial arts moves. She went.
Just tell me how she did that.
She went. She tried to kick me in the face. I have pictures to show my injuries also. She tried to kick me in the face, which I blocked with the back part of my right arm. And then she repositioned and double punched me karate style below my left collarbone. And then she came down and tried to kick me in the groin. At that point, I blocked her kick, and I was able to hold onto her leg and raised it. And as she stated earlier, she fell inside my home, striking a piece of furniture, a china cabinet, with the back of her hand.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He told you to leave his house. You didn't leave his house. He had the right to escort you out. You both behaved badly. What I want to know is why 2 years down the road you are deciding to sue him.
And later today,
I should make a gift to you of $870.
To help me out when I took a 2-week leave of absence from work.
And you were already separated at this time?
Correct.
Yeah, get over it. He doesn't have to be a real idiot.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rose Macias says her brother, Juan Macias, assaulted her by throwing her to the ground. Juan says Rose was trespassing in his home.
Where is your mother living now?
Everywhere.
What do you mean everywhere?
She bounces around from state to state, Your Honor. Ever since he got her conservatorship, immediately after he received it, he told me over the phone that my mother staying at his house was jeopardizing his job, his marriage, and his lifestyle. He has never wanted to take care of her, Your Honor. I have been her primary caretaker.
Could you just tell me where she has been living for the past year?
She has been living mostly at her home at my mother's request. After this incident happened, we went to court, and the court asked my mother again where she would prefer to reside. And based on everything that happened, and she witnessed this, she was scared, and she said, I'd rather go live with my sister at this point.
Miss Macias.
Yes.
Your mother was interviewed by the police.
Yes.
And clearly, if your mother is living with you now, your mother was not angry with you. Your mother said that she was there during this entire incident, and at no time did she ever see your brother punch you or kick you, as you have described. She, as a matter of fact, specifically says that that didn't happen. Can you explain that to me?
Yes. Your Honor, when the police department asked me what had happened, I told them that I just remember feeling punches and kicks. I didn't know. I just remember falling over and over again.
Your mother was there.
That's right. She was there, Your Honor.
And your mother said that she observed exactly what happened. Do you want me to tell you what she said?
I know exactly what she says, Your Honor.
Miss Macias, I don't know why you're here. You both behaved badly 2 years ago. He could have been a little more temperate. He told you to leave his house. You didn't leave his house. He had the right to escort you out. You both behaved badly. What I want to know is why 2 years down the road you are deciding to sue him.
I really was trying to honor my mother's respect because my mother's begging me not to bring her to court against both of us.
Right. She's absolutely right. So why didn't you honor her now?
And that was the reason.
So why didn't you honor her now?
Because after I found out that the DA's office had not taken care of it, Your Honor, and I continue to have so many problems and pains, and I ended up having to have a back surgery and a broken finger through this, Your Honor. I have all the records here and the doctor's report.
When you go to someone's home, even if it's your brother's home, and he tells you to leave, that you're not welcome there, and there's been a long history of applications for protective orders by you and by your brother, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to leave. You're not supposed to argue with him.
I didn't argue, Your Honor. I just told him I needed my mother's medicine and her clothing.
Then you leave without your mother, and you make arrangements to come back and get her another time.
Well, I didn't
If he tells you to leave, Miss Macias, it's not as if you hadn't seen your mother. You saw her, according to him, 5 days before at your house for Mother's Day. And he hasn't prevented you from picking her up. That day, he told you he wanted you to leave. That's what you should have done. I think that you both behaved badly, but it doesn't require a lawsuit 2 years later, and it doesn't require court involvement. And I certainly believe that you should have honored your mother's wishes because it's a family dispute, and it should have stayed within the family. Case is dismissed. That's it.
Please excuse me. Step out.
This is actually, I believe, the 8th or 9th time we have faced each other off in court.
All I can say is this guy is like a very, very pathological liar.
The restraining orders had to do with her stalking my young son at school.
I have never stalked his son in any way. Me and his son loved each other very much.
She threatened violence before, and she's trained in martial arts, and she's trained by the police academy. She likes to shoot, and she owns a 9mm Smith & Wesson that she's very good with.
First of all, I have never attended the police academy, which is another one of his professional lies.
I believe justice was served. I think the judge took the right avenue by seeing through the false accusations. I feel vindicated.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Morathi versus McCarty. Step forward, please.
Child care provider Gina Morathi is suing her ex-husband, mental health associate Franklin McCarty, for stealing her income tax return. Franklin says he supported Gina and her 3 children for 7 years.
Miss Morathi, who is this gentleman?
This is my husband, John.
Okay, and this is your former husband?
Correct.
How long were you married?
We were married for 6 years.
You have children together?
We have 1 child.
How old?
He's 6.
And you have children from a previous marriage?
Correct. And that
How many?
I have 3.
According to your complaint, an income tax return that was due you was deposited in a joint bank account.
Correct.
That it had not been switched over after or during your separation and during the divorce. And Mr. McCarthy used that money.
Correct.
And he doesn't deny that, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How much was the income tax refund that you got?
I was supposed to receive $3,012.
Your defense is that you supported her and her 3 children for years.
Yes, ma'am.
And the money is yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Wrong. You chose to marry somebody who had 3 children. If that's what you did, you supported her and the 3 children and your child while you were married. It's fine. You don't get a reward for that. You don't get to keep her income tax return. Okay. So that's no defense. You have no defense if you spent her money. Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. For me, supporting her kids, it wasn't my obligation to do it. It was her previous husband.
You're absolutely right. You don't have to do it.
So through discussions that we had while we were together, she was going to take him back to court for back child support, and also from medical expenses. And I was going to let her keep that. I wasn't going to argue because that is actually more than what the case is all about. Because through all this, her mother and I put my insurance and money into the oldest daughter having dental. The oldest daughter.
Mr. McCarthy, listen to me very carefully, sir. I know that when you got this money, when you realized that it was her income tax refund, you were lying in bed with your eyes open and conjuring up all the reasons to support your argument that that money should morally, I'm speaking. You made me bite my lip because you went to interrupt me. That money should legitimately be yours because you took on the responsibility of her 3 children and she was supposed to get that money from her husband. If she got the money from her ex-husband, you would have let her keep that money, but she never got the money from her ex-husband, so you couldn't let her keep it, but now she's got some money from an income tax refund from her job, so that should be yours. That's what you're telling me.
No, ma'am, that's not correct. We didn't know until June of this year that her income tax came in, because of the IRS told her that they were going to take her income tax because of her bankruptcy. So when the money came in and I opened my new account, I had direct deposit from previous jobs, my state income tax, my regular income tax, and a paycheck still going to that account before everything would be switched over. So when I went in there, I said I need to take this much out, because I asked for my balance. I said, okay, I need to leave $1,650 in there and open a new account.
Just a second. Why were you leaving First of all, you want me to believe that for 6 months you didn't look at this account and you just have your checks go in. Are you independently wealthy? You live on a trust fund?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right. Most people who have a job and they're waiting for their income tax returns, especially when they're getting $4,000 back, they know when it goes in there.
Yes, ma'am.
And you get a statement, and that statement shows that not only did your $4,000 go in there, but somebody else's $3,000 went in there.
No, ma'am, I don't look at my bank statements.
Well, my dear, you should. Did you take any money out of this account after your check went in?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
$870.
What was that for?
That was a gift from him to help me out when I took a 2-week leave of absence from work.
And you were already separated at this time?
Correct.
Yeah, get over it. Get over it. He doesn't have to be a real idiot. Why should he make a gift to you of $870?
Well, we have a son together.
So what? Especially when you find that you have money in the bank. Then you say, listen, I don't want you to give me this $870 because if I really needed money, now that we know that there was $3,000 in it that belonged to me, just give me the difference. Now, if you got this $2,142 back, it's my understanding from your papers that you went through a personal bankruptcy. Is that right? Who gets this $2,142?
United States Bankruptcy Court.
So you are really here on behalf of the United States Bankruptcy Court. Is that what you're saying?
I was ordered to turn it over.
You had how much in debt when you filed bankruptcy?
Approximately $20,000.
And to whom?
A lot of medical bills, basically.
What were the medical bills for?
Psychiatric.
Whose?
Mine.
So if I were to award this money, the check would be made out to the United States Bankruptcy Court. Is that right?
Correct.
And that's what you want?
Yes.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,142. The check is to be made out. Make sure that my clerk has the bankruptcy court number. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all.
In the matter of Vadvilovich versus Cash. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You're welcome. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Vadvilovich, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You say he owes you money for a car down payment and a cruise. He says he doesn't owe you any money. As a matter of fact, you owe him money. You damaged his car. You had a hissy fit. You had an accident with the car that he's being held liable for it. So after a very short relationship, each of you claim the other owes them in excess of $5,000. So let's start with you. When did you first meet him, and when did you make the first loan?
I first met Mr. Cash the end of January of 2004.
And when did you make the first loan, and what was it for?
The first loan was made at the end of February for down payment on his, I believe it's an 01 Chevrolet Corvette 06.
So you met him in January?
Yes.
February, you gave him money?
Correct.
That was pretty stupid.
Yes, it was.
Tell me about how that came about.
We both had a mutual love of vehicles, of cars, and he talked about his ultimate dream car was a yellow Corvette. And he called me one day and he said, oh my God, there's one at a dealership. It's a used car. It's a great deal, blah, blah, blah. And just was in a lather about it. And he wanted to borrow the money. And he convinced me that it was a good deal. He was in a panic that this car was going to go. He said somebody else was looking at the vehicle and he needed the money right away, and so on and so on. So I went down to the dealership and I wrote a check to the agency with the understanding that it was a loan.
Just a second. Don't tell me what the understanding. You wrote a check for how much?
$4,000.
And what did Mr. Cash tell you with regard to repaying this money?
He was supposed to...
Now, what did he say?
He said that he would pay it back eventually. We were in a relationship. He had me convinced that he was a good guy. Basically, what I found is that he was a predator. I found at that time
$4,000, and he says, "Listen to me," and he said to you, "I'll pay you back eventually." Mm-hmm. That was in February of 2004.
Correct.
Between February 2004 and July 2004, did he make any payments on the $4,000?
No.
So then, in July of 2004. Tell me what you did.
In July of 2004, we were at the auto club. He didn't have an auto club membership. He had just been canceled off of his ex-girlfriend's membership. And so at the time we were at the auto club, they were also had billboards about cruises. And he's like, oh, it would be so great to go on a cruise, and convinced me to go on a cruise, and let's put a down payment on a cruise. And instead of doing the inexpensive cruise, he wanted to go to the 7-day Mexican Riviera cruise. And at that point, he put $500 on his credit card. Well, it's an ATM credit card. And then I gave him a check for that amount to cover the down payment.
You have your canceled check to him for that?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
It was bundled into this. He borrowed the full amount.
It was bundled.
Is there any reason why you didn't list these other amounts as loans in your complaint?
Well, if I were to actually total up everything that I loaned Mr. Cash over the 8 months that we were together, it's in excess of $20,000.
Shh. Do you have the checks to show?
Yes.
Just give me some examples, please.
I paid his mortgage twice. Let's see, I paid for, the ones that are written to the DMV are actually for, he would convince me, I left my checkbook at home when we went to the DMV, and he had to go and register all his vehicles. This is the check for the balance of the cruise that he deposited, and he proceeded to say that his mom was very, very ill. The very next day, he cancels the cruise, keeps the money, and buys an air conditioner for his friend's house because he's in a wannabe rock band. And
to go no further.
Okay.
Mr. Cash.
Yes, Your Honor.
What was all this money for, sir?
The money was basically, we agreed approximately in February of 2004, I was going to purchase a Corvette. She actually offered to make the down payment for the Corvette.
I'm talking about all this money, sir.
All the money in total?
I'm talking about all this money.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Basically, she bought a Mustang from me, a Ford Mustang, and then had me customize the Ford Mustang, because customizing cars is my hobby.
Just a second. She bought a Ford Mustang when?
On approximately March 19th of 04.
March of 2004.
Correct.
At that time, you already owed her a considerable amount of money.
No, Your Honor. No, because what happened is we agreed in February that this arrangement would happen. She took possession of the car on March 19th of 04. Also, she purchased other cars, which she was going to have me customize, also do repairs to her house.
I'm not
so all the checks
I'm not interested in repairs for that. So what you're telling me is these checks, thousands and thousands of dollars, represent automobiles that she purchased from you.
Amongst other things, I bailed her out of jail. There was lots of things that the money went toward.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have an estimate for...
Don't give me an estimate. I'm not interested in an estimate. What do you think, I'm stupid?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ann Vadvilovich says ex-boyfriend David Cash owes for a loan to buy the car of his dreams and for a share of a cruise.
Now, let's deal with the cars first.
Sure.
How much did she purchase the Mustang for, sir?
She purchased the Mustang for approximately, at the time...
No, look at me.
I'm looking at you.
I don't want to hear approximately. I want to hear, if you make a sale, because that's what you do, what amount did you sell her the Mustang for?
I sold it for $12,000.
$12,000.
Plus a trade in the difference of the balance of what the car was actually worth, which was the difference in the checks. So in other words, the car was worth $17,000 at the time. I took $12,000 as one cash check, plus other checks to make up that balance. Those are the other checks that you are seeing, is for the difference. So the total was $17,000.
When did you deliver the title to her?
I'm not exactly sure of the date, but I...
Give me the month and year, sir.
Oh, I have the exact date, I'm sorry. Because she had an accident the same day. It was March 19th. It was the same day. That was March 19th that she took.
Then I assume she had paid for the car.
Not in full.
How much did she owe?
Probably about $4,000 still.
And despite the fact that she owed approximately $4,000 on the car, Mr. Cash, you gave her the registration. And did you have a bill of sale?
I had a bill of sale. I do have a copy of that.
I'd like to see it.
Sure.
Excuse me if I may.
Shh. Just a second.
All right.
And, Your Honor, I also have the receipt.
Shh. This says the car was purchased for $12,000, sir, on March 19th. Correct. That's what this says.
Correct.
According to you, she paid off that amount. The only thing she didn't pay off as of March 19th was $4,000. That's what you say. That's what you just told me. Is that correct, sir?
That's what I just told you, yes.
And I assume you wouldn't tell that to me unless it was true. Is that right?
That's correct. The difference
I'm
is
speaking.
The agreement... Sorry?
Sir, subsequent to the 19th of March, she gave you checks totaling in excess of $16,700.
It's possible. I don't know the amount of the check.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. I've examined the endorsements on each of those checks, sir. And that doesn't even include the registration for some cars that you made out to DMV. I'm talking about just the checks made out to you and or cashed by you, made out to cash. That's almost $17,000, sir. So you want to explain that to me? And I don't want to hear anything about working around the house. Did you sell her any other property that you have a bill of sale for?
Yeah,
Show me.
I did. Okay.
Show me.
What I have done for 2 cars, I have the receipts that I paid for the merchandise, for the carts that she bought for the Jeep, which was part of the arrangement. I also have receipts for the Ford Mustang, for all the customizing work and parts I bought, the shipping for the parts, many of those items on that.
Good. Let's take the Mustang. I want you to go over all those bills, and I want you to give me an idea, Mr. Cash, of how much you spent on customizing this car for the plaintiff.
I have one receipt right here for $1,664.
$1,664. Good.
Correct.
What's next?
I have another receipt for $274.27.
Go ahead.
$136.
Go ahead.
And I have an estimate.
Don't give me an estimate. I'm not interested in an estimate.
Those are the
what do you think, I'm stupid?
Those are the only receipts that I have.
Giving you the benefit of all doubt, sir, that's $2,000. What are we doing with the other $15,000, sir?
Well,
Well is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Show me a bill of sale or bills.
I have
kept some.
receipts for the Jeep.
Who owns the Jeep?
She owns the Jeep.
How much are the bills on the Jeep?
This one is $11.50.
$11. Please.
This one is $534.97.
Okay.
This one's $45.
Go ahead.
$240.22.
Go ahead.
$45.52.
Go ahead.
$111.32. $27.04. $138.53. $100. $46.54.
Go ahead.
$117.98. $2.15.
Go ahead.
Those are the only receipts that I kept.
So that amounts to, and my quick math would be looking at it, say it's another $1,500. On the Mustang, I'm giving you the benefit of every doubt, sir. We have $2,000, $3,500, $16,700 minus $3,500 equals $13,200. You have any other bills that you want to attribute to her other than work you did around the house, sir? The answer is either yes or no.
We have items that the checks went for trips that we shared.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
No.
And I have a receipt for when I had bailed her out of jail on an arrest she had.
Okay, good. How much did it cost you to bail her out, sir?
It was $3,000.
Equals $10,200.
I also paid on my credit card kennel fees for when her...
I'm not interested in that.
But that was part
I'm
of the
not
money.
interested in kennel fees. Now, from that $10,200, I'm also giving you the benefit of every doubt, sir. I'm taking off $4,000 that you say she still owed you on the car, right? $6,200, giving you benefit of the doubt for every single thing that you say. So, what else?
The rest was for the labor to get the things on the cars done, and for labor that I've done around the house for her, for repairing $2,000.
Forget labor.
That was
She's
our
going to tell
arrangement.
me about labor.
That was our agreement. And I had never asked for money. This was never a loan. These were just I've never asked, give me money, I'm going to loan you something, or pay. There was no arrangements, there was no terms. This was entirely, if something was done, here's a check for it, everything was great, until all of a sudden she was upset that she couldn't be with me in a relationship. When that one happened, she got upset. She started breaking into my house. I have police reports that attest to that. I have audio tape that attest to the problems that went on like that. And part of my suit is where she drove into my car in retaliation and damaged the car.
No,
That's
the
a
major
separate
part
issue.
of your counterclaim is that she had an accident in the Mustang before you gave her title to the car.
No, it was the day. She had the accident the day that she took possession of the car, Your Honor. That's one part of it. The other part was my vet. She actually drove into the back of the car on purpose in the driveway.
No, I'm not talking about that yet, sir.
Sure.
I'm talking about your counterclaim is for $5,000. You say that she tried to get entrance to your house. That was $200, and it'll cost another $1,500 to fix your Corvette, but you're suing her for $5,000, and that is because you say she had an accident in the Mustang, and you're being held liable for that.
That's correct.
Didn't you have insurance on the Mustang?
No, because I was not operating the car prior to giving her
Well,
possession.
that's your problem, sir.
Well,
that is, listen to me. That's your problem. She can't get insurance. She had no insurable interest in the car until you turned over the title to her. So, what else?
Let's see what else we have. The damage to driving into my car. She broke into.
Just a second. Did you damage his car?
No.
Tell me what happened to your car.
What happened is that she came to my house.
When?
It happened twice. The first time was on September 5th of '04, where she forced her way into the home. She broke through a front window of the house to gain entrance. I was inside. She came to the door. I told her I wasn't interested in having her over. She broke through the window. So there was a repair to the window. I called 911, had the sheriffs respond to that. I believe I do have reports.
What did she want at that time? Did she tell you?
She was ranting and raving.
What did she want, sir? What did she say to you?
It was incoherent. I don't even know why she was there.
What were you saying to him?
I was telling him that the way he was treating me was unfair. I told him that I felt that it was very wrong of him to allow me to.
That's not what you listen to me. What were you going over there to discuss with him? The fact that he was treating you shabbily?
Shabbily, yes.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, I did not break into the house.
Just a second. That's what she came over for. He didn't want to see you. You should have left. You got it?
Correct. Yes.
Doesn't want to see you. You leave. So September 5th, she was complaining in a very loud fashion that you were treating her shabbily. I assume you had cut off contact at that point.
I had attempted. In fact, I went and filed a restraining order. And then again, on 10 of '04, this happened again, where she forced way into the house, took items from my house, including much of the paperwork that I can't present to you today for the balance of the check, keys to another vehicle of mine, which the next day showed up stolen. I had filed a police report on that, and in the police report...
Were you present in the house
yes,
when she came in?
I had actually barricaded myself in the house.
Well, how did she, just a minute, how did she get in and take all this property
She
when you were
forced her
there?
way through the front door.
Okay. And go ahead, continue.
So I actually called the sheriff. The sheriffs that came out, had a restraining order on file. She had left numerous messages on my answering machine, all after the restraining order, which I have in the police report on file as well, attesting to those things.
Get to the damage to your Corvette, sir.
The damage to the Corvette. What happened is she left the house when the sheriffs asked her to leave the house.
On what day?
This was on 10 October of '04.
Okay.
And the sheriffs escorted her off the property. She drove back in her one of her cars, and my Corvette was parked in the driveway. And I was sitting out the window watching, and she drove into the back of the Corvette on purpose with her truck.
Do you have a copy of the police report on that, sir?
I believe I do.
I'd like to see it.
Okay. Actually, it doesn't list the Corvette in the report.
Well, let me see it, sir. If you bought this yellow Corvette, which I assume is the car you're talking about, car of your dreams, car that you really wanted to have.
It's just another car.
And if this is the car that you say she caused in excess of $1,000 worth of damage to, you would have reported that to the police when they came out.
I do. There's another report. I don't have that report with me. There's so many police reports. The sheriff told me they weren't even going to write.
Sir, you show me reports where you say she called you when she came to your house and spoke to your roommate, Mr. Martinez, that she said she had to see you. But if somebody caused physical damage to my car...
That's just one. I have another car in the driveway that she keyed alongside. I had one truck that she's stolen. Anything she could do to be vindictive to me.
Did she ever ask you for this money that she says you owe her?
No. No, not until at the end.
This is the first time she's asked you for the money?
No, actually, that is not correct. At the end, she told me that when I wouldn't get back together with her, that I'm going to take you to court, that I'm going to get this money out of you. And
get this money out of you, or get this money that you owe me that I thought we were going to be in a relationship?
Get this money out of you because I do not owe her money.
Yeah, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. Case number 153 on the calendar in the matter of Ribeiro versus Hemmer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Ribeiro, you and Mr. Hemmer used to have a relationship, and according to what I read, you moved in with him with your daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that didn't last very long.
No.
You decided to leave him.
Yes.
You didn't tell him that you were leaving him.
No, I did not.
Left him a note, according
Yes,
to you.
I left him a note.
And left.
Mm-hmm.
When you came back to retrieve your property, which was a short time later, according to you, most of your valuable property was gone.
Yes.
And according to you, Mr. Hemmer sold that property the weekend that you left at a yard sale.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are also suing him for harassment.
Yes.
And slander, because you say that his constant calls to your place of business caused you to lose your job, and he said things to coworkers that were unpleasant about you. Mr. Hemmer says that you retrieved everything that was yours. He doesn't know anything whatsoever about this harassment. He was merely concerned about your whereabouts, so he called to find out where you were. And he said that when you came back with the police, you took all your property. When did you move in with him?
I moved in with them the beginning of January, and we'd started...
Of 2004?
Of 2004, yes.
How old is your daughter?
She's 11 years old.
How long did you know Mr. Hemmer before you moved in with him?
Approximately about 2.5 years. I met him at a friend's birthday party. He lived down in the valley, and I lived up in Camarillo at the time. And so driving back and forth, we were both paying rent, or at least I was. And he says, well, hey, why don't you go ahead and, cut your bill down for rent. You could come stay with me, save up some money. And so he offered for me to come and move in with him. And up until that point, we'd gotten along just fine.
Okay. When did you move out?
I moved out April 9th. I left while he was gone, and I went up north to stay with my sister just to kind of get away for her. I took a few days off of work. I didn't return until the evening of the 13th, and I went over there on the 14th.
Had you spoken to him between the 9th and the 14th?
No, I had not, but I had
What
spoken.
did you say in the note that you say you left for him?
It was basically short and sweet. I just let him know that it wasn't working out between us, and that I was, afraid to tell him in person because of the way that he'd been treating me while we were living together, and that I would no longer be with him. I didn't want to be with him, that I would be moving out and coming back and getting my belongings that next week.
But you didn't tell him where you were going?
No, I did not.
You returned on the 14th. Did you return alone or with anybody?
I brought a friend with me, and I had a moving van also. I went there, and he didn't answer the door. I'm not sure if he was home or not, but the key that I had, the locks were changed already, so I wasn't able to gain access into the house.
Were you ever able to get into the house or get into any place where you'd store the property at any time?
Yes, I was able. I went back with the police that weekend, the weekend of the 17th.
Okay. What property did you get when you went back?
I retrieved some of my daughter's toys, our clothing, a few of our personal belongings.
Why didn't you take everything?
I took everything that was left there. I had a whole CD collection of about 250 CDs, and he took all of my classic rock CDs were missing. I had a DVD collection, except for the children's movies. All the other DVDs were missing. He even had a girl over there when the police came.
Listen to me carefully. You had a moving van, according to you,
Yes.
with you. You didn't have a moving van for your CDs and your DVDs.
I had a lot of stuff at his house. I brought my dining room table over to his house because he had a...
Did you take that?
No, it was gone. When I came back with the police and the moving truck, my dining room table was missing. I also had a couch and dressers there. Those were there, but they were... my couch was ripped up. The dresser drawers were kind of smashed in and broken. My child's toy box. I had a bunch of stuff there for a moving van.
What did you take in the moving van?
In the moving van, I was only able to take toys and clothes and some of my CDs.
What about furniture?
And my couch and the dressers that were broken.
What had you wanted to take in the moving van?
I wanted to take my dining room table, also my daughter's CD Walkman, my daughter's boom box, her PlayStation, and all her games were missing. I had a home stereo systems, and that was also missing. Various kitchen and bathroom items, of
all right,
course,
well, that's
knickknacks,
nonsense. I don't
that
want
sort
to
of thing.
Don't bother me about that stuff. Mr. Hemmer, what happened to all this stuff?
Oh, Your Honor, I had my own CD collection, my own DVD collection, which she integrated hers with. I don't know what she was saying was hers and wasn't hers. Everything that I had, that I possessed, was at the house.
You know what's yours and what's not.
Miss Ribeiro.
Sorry.
Exactly. I do know what's mine and what's hers. The problem with that being is she left, and I had no idea.
Dining room table and chairs.
It was out in the garage when I left. I took all of her stuff and put it out in the garage.
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear you yet. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I spoke to you. You testified. Now I'm speaking to him. He has an opportunity to speak. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Dining room table and chairs. According to you, you put that out in the garage.
Along with the dressers, along with...
Shh. I asked you about one thing. I said dining room table and chairs.
Yes.
You put that out in the garage.
Yes.
PlayStation.
Everything that was hers, I boxed up and took it and put in the garage, taking my own personal stuff out of the garage so it would have room so it would be enclosed.
I have a witness, Your Honor, that saw him selling these things.
Did you?
I apologize.
That's ridiculous.
Boombox, a Walkman, her own little entertainment center, PlayStation, all of those things, including the dining room table and chairs, you packed up or just put in the garage, in storage, waiting for her. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor. And there was things missing when she left, so she took stuff.
And according to you, Miss Ribeiro, you have a witness who saw him do what?
I have a witness, a friend of his, her sister, was there on the day that he was having the yard sale and actually described items of mine that he was selling.
We'll call that witness. Where's the witness?
Witness got a name?
Michelle Newman. He even took my daughter's cold corn
I didn't take nothing.
It's my kid.
Yeah, you should
If you say one more word to each other, you're both leaving. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Can you give me any reason why Miss Newman would make up this story about you?
I don't understand it.
I can only think of one reason. Can you think of what that is?
No.
Because what she says is true.
And later today.
So you didn't think?
Correct, Your Honor.
You didn't. For somebody who brings these pictures, I wouldn't speak.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Ribeiro says ex-boyfriend Mike Hemmer got rid of her personal property after they broke up. Lisa claims Mike sold the belongings at a garage sale.
Ms. Newman, how do you know these people?
Okay, my brother's best friends with Mike Hemmer. I've known him for years, ever since I was a small child.
Okay. I'm going to direct your attention to the weekend that would have followed April 9th, 2004. Were you at Mr. Hemmer's house?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
I went there with my brother, and when we had walked up, there was...
What did you go there for?
Just a visit.
Okay.
And when I had walked up, there was a bunch of stuff from the house on the front lawn, and they were obviously stuff of Lisa's. I've seen them a million times before in the house.
Do you remember what they were?
Yeah. There was a glass dining room table with leather chairs, numerous CDs, DVD players, VCR.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Hemmer about these items?
Yeah, I did. I asked him where Lisa was. And
What did he say?
He said that she had taken off a couple days earlier, and he kind of joked, said that when she came back, that her stuff would be gone.
Did you spend any time there that day?
A short amount of time.
Did anybody come up while you were there to make any purchases of the stuff that was in the yard?
Actually, as we were walking up, there was a box of German beer mugs, about 12, 15 of them in a box, and someone was buying them as I walked up.
Mr. Hemmer, were those your beer mugs?
I did not sell any beer mugs. I don't know what
So
she's
you don't know
talking
what, you don't
about.
know
That's
anything.
not true. I've seen the money.
Shh. You don't know anything about beer mugs. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm not telling you that. I'm saying I never
Do you
sold
have
any.
any, Ms. Ribeiro? Did you have any beer mugs?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Tell me about them.
There were beer mugs from Germany that have been in my family ever since I was a small kid, and they were all, individually handcrafted and with different, visions of Germany and cities inside Germany on it.
Okay. Ms. Newman, I assume you've known Mr. Hemmer longer than you've known Ms. Ribeiro. Is that right?
Yes.
Did your brother ever have a falling out with him?
No.
Mr. Hemmer, can you give me any reason to suggest why Ms. Newman would make up this story about you?
No, I can't give you any insight on that.
I can't either.
I don't understand it.
The only thing that I can figure out, sir, I can only think of one reason why she would testify the way she has against you. Can you think of what that is?
No, I can't actually. There's no reason.
Because what she says is true.
Well, I never took
That's the only reason I could figure out that Miss Newman, who is not a friend of the plaintiffs, who's known you for years, who is not a friend of yours per se, but she is the sister of a man who's a friend of yours, I can think of no reason why she would make up a story about coming and seeing all this stuff on your front lawn when, Mr. Hemmer, you say in your answer that you were so concerned about the plaintiff that you called her office where she works frequently to find out where she was. Didn't call the police, did you?
No.
Listen to me, Mr. Hemmer. If you're living with someone and their child and they disappear without leaving you a note, which is what you said happened, that there was no note, no nothing, which is why you called a place of business. It would seem to me you wouldn't call a place of business once or twice or three times, but the first thing you would do is call the police and say, my girlfriend and her child are missing. Right, Mr. Hemmer?
Well,
that's what a normal person would do.
You would assume so.
Well, one would assume that that's what a normal together person would do. Just like a normal together person wouldn't take the stuff, put it on the front lawn and say, you want this stuff? It's yours. So I cannot, Mr. Hemmer, think of one reason why Ms. Newman would come here and testify at what I believe is some risk to her own personal safety, perhaps, unless what she's testifying to is true. And since all of the things that the plaintiff indicates were missing, including family heirlooms, cannot be replaced, I'm awarding her a judgment consistent with her request in the amount of $5,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
But he was just very controlling. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere without clearing it through him.
Sometimes women need to be controlled when they act a certain way.
My daughter, he would pick on her.
If I asked her daughter to pick up her toys or to do something, that was being completely demonstrative.
He'd go flinging the cat off of the table just to get a reaction out of my daughter and out of me.
If I shooed the cat away when I was eating dinner, that was being cruel to it.
I just knew that it wasn't going to get any better. It was time to go.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bardsley versus Duncan. Step forward, please.
20-year-old Matthew Bardsley is suing his former co-worker, construction worker John Duncan, for damaging his car by covering it with snow and gravel. John says he was playing a practical joke and is countersuing, claiming Matthew had him fired.
Mr. Bardsley,
Yes.
According to what I read, you were in the parking lot of a store where you work.
Yes.
In a children's toy store?
Yes.
You were with someone else in the car. And Mr. Duncan, who was someone who you know, was a friend of yours?
A coworker.
Did you know him socially?
Not really.
It was in the wintertime. According to you, he was sort of acting like an idiot. And he was working on a plow, a snow plow. I assume it was a bad snowstorm because you say that he lifted up the plow. And what did he do?
He persisted to dump the plow full
Not
of...
persisted.
Or
Proceeded.
Proceeded to dump the plow full of snow and large rocks and gravel on the top of my vehicle.
He was being dumb.
I think he thought it would be funny.
That was pretty dumb.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Bardsley says former co-worker John Duncan vandalized his car by dumping snow on top of the roof.
So after the snow melted and got all the stuff off the car, you noticed that there was a lot of damage to your car, and you want Mr. Duncan to pay for the damage.
Yes.
Can I see the photograph that you have?
Thanks.
Mr. Duncan, who is this lady?
This is my girlfriend, Tiffany.
Was she there that day?
She was not.
So why is she here, sir?
To testify that we did call the insurance company to have his car taken care of.
Oh, okay.
It's from July. It's from February.
Oh, well, you showed me what it was like after you had the car fixed, sir. Is that right?
That was just a picture of the car, so you could match up the other pictures to it.
But this is after you had it fixed.
It hasn't been fixed yet.
Well, I didn't see this picture, according to you, was taken February of 2004.
Yes.
Showing all of the dents and stuff in the car.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see the dents or anything else in this picture.
Well,
and this was taken
from
in
far away.
June of 2004. February, March, April, May, June. So you didn't have the car fixed?
I haven't had the car fixed yet.
This was not a good picture to bring.
What, Your Honor?
This was not a good picture to bring.
Okay.
Now, you were working a snowplow?
Yes.
Why did you dump the snow on Mr. Bardsley's car?
I was plowing the parking lot of the store. Mr. Bardsley pulled up next to me while I was working on it. Him and his friend got out of the car. They actually gathered some snow off of the roof of his car and actually threw it at me while I was driving the plow.
Threw it at you?
Snowballs.
Snowballs.
While I was driving the plow.
Okay.
So then I picked up a scoop of snow, dumped it off his car, didn't think about the rocks being in from the gravel from these.
So you didn't think?
Correct.
Your Honor.
He didn't. For somebody who brings these pictures, I wouldn't speak. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you didn't think about all the schmutz that might have been in
Correct.
the snow, rocks, gravel, all kinds of things.
Correct.
So he wants you to pay for all the damage that you caused to his car, and you
Correct.
say you shouldn't have to pay for that because...
After the accident, I believe it was the following day I saw him at work, he goes, hey, there's some dents on my car. I go, sorry about that. Let me give my insurance lady a call. They said, not a problem. Have him take his car down to the shop. We'll have it all taken care of for him. I saw him the next day at work. I told him that. He said, okay, not a problem. I then had the weekend off from work. I went back to work, and they said, sorry, you're fired. You filed a claim through the store.
So he took the scoop of junk and put it on your car, and he acknowledged that it was a dumb thing to do, and that he said to you, I'm sorry, I'll get in touch with my insurance. Did he tell you that?
No, he didn't.
Did he ever say anything about his insurance?
He told me that he would try contacting his insurance company
Okay.
and see what he could do.
And did you speak to him again with regard to his insurance?
No, I didn't.
So you filed a claim with the store.
I filed a claim with the store before he talked to me about it.
Did they ever give you any money?
No, they didn't. They told me that he acted out of the scope of his employment.
Well, it is out of the scope of his employment. His employment doesn't give him the option of acting like an idiot. Your counterclaim is that since he reported this incident to the company, you lost your job.
Correct.
Explain to me how that's a lawsuit.
I had already had it all set up with my insurance company to have his car taken care of. Had he just allowed me to take care of it through the insurance company, I'd still be employed. I'd still have my medical benefits and my 401k, which I brought.
It's his prerogative. I would have said to him as soon as it happened, listen, I'm really sorry. I'm going to pay for this immediately. Not my insurance company. I'll pay you for it. In any event, he has the right to notify. First of all, you were behaving badly.
Correct.
You know, he acted like a fool. Somebody like you shouldn't be employed in that capacity. Because if he threw a snowball at you, that might have been a stupid thing to do. But the reaction to that wasn't to take a scoopful of snow or debris and other stuff and throw it on his car. So your counterclaim's dismissed because your counterclaim's ridiculous. How much is it going to cost to fix your car, sir?
I have an estimate right here, Your Honor. I got two of them, actually. It's about $2,800 worth of damage.
What kind of car is this?
It's a 92 Subaru SVX.
You still insured by the same company that insured you in February, sir?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Tell your insurance company they're going to owe you $2,700 because that's the least of the two estimates that I have. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,700. You working now, Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Good. What kind of work are you doing?
Contractor.
Good. Are you happy?
No.
You want to go back to work for the children's toy store?
I do.
They don't want you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Matter of Durant versus Lockhart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Valerie, how old are you, dear?
16.
And the lady standing next to you is your stepmother?
Yes.
And Miss Lockhart is your grandmother?
Yeah.
And you are her?
Mother.
All right, let's see where the story starts. I gather that you were living with your mother at some point Then you and your mother had some sort of a falling out and you went to live with your grandmother.
No, Your Honor. I was living with my dad and my stepmother. In 2003 is when I moved in with my grandmother.
Is that because you had a falling out with either your father or your stepmother?
It was because I was having trouble in school. And
whatever. You were having difficulty.
Yeah.
You went to live with your grandma. And while you were living with your grandmother, according to your complaint, your mother was sending some money to put away for a class ring.
Yes.
And then when you left your grandma's house in May of 2004, your grandma kept the money.
Yes.
So you're suing her for the money that your mother had sent for you for your class ring.
Yes. Some of that money was also for my dad. It was my birthday money.
Your grandma says that she did get the money. Your mother told her to keep the money to cover some other expenses that she had. So I have a few questions. How long has Valerie lived with you but for the time she was with her grandmother?
2 years approximately.
And how long have you been married to her father?
Approximately 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Step up. Your last name is?
Mine is Keel.
Ms. Keel, did you send your daughter money?
Yes, I did.
And when you sent her the money, did you send it directly to her?
No, I did not.
Who did you send it to?
I sent it to my mother to be held for a ring.
You sent your mother the letter, and in the letter there was cash or a check?
There was cash.
And the cash was given directly to your mother?
Yes, always.
Is that right?
Yes.
So the money never came to you?
No, but it was meant for my class ring. They both knew that.
Valerie, this is the situation. If your mother sent the money to you, and you in turn said to your grandmother, I want you to hold this for me, then she's just acting like a piggy bank. Do you understand?
The $200 that my dad and my stepmom Teresa had given to me, I went up to Iowa and they had given me $200, and that was given straight to me. And then I gave it to her.
Fine. So then let's not talk about the money that your mother sent to your grandmother. Let's talk about the money that your father and your stepmother gave to you. How much money did Valerie personally hand you and say, Grandma, will you hold this for me for my class ring?
She gave me money, and I don't know exactly how much, to hold for me so we could start her a savings account.
So you don't remember how much that was?
No, I do know one amount. When her dad brought her back to my house, she spent the week of her birthday in Iowa, and so whatever they gave her up there, I'm not sure. The only money that I know that was given her, because I was standing there at the time, is when her dad brought her home, the stepmother stayed in the vehicle. He came in with Valerie, and in Valerie's bedroom, he said, Valerie, here is $100. Do not tell Teresa. And we were going to start a savings account with all the money that she had received for her birthday.
And how much was that?
I know the $100 there. Her grandmother from Iowa had given her like I think $20, which I guess Valerie thinks that I took the money out of the mailbox, but she was in Iowa the whole week.
How much money did your father give you?
My father and my stepmom gave me $200, and that $200 was given to me in Iowa.
Okay. And how much did you give your grandmother to hold for you?
I gave her $200. She knew that it was for class ring.
It really doesn't make any difference what it's for. You say class ring, she says savings account. It doesn't make any difference. Did you put that money away for her?
No, she took it back.
When did
she spent it?
When did she take it back?
It was probably 2 weeks, and it was not all at once. She kept saying things that she wanted. Then her boyfriend's birthday came up. So she, I gave her money a little bit at a time out of this money that I was holding just in my purse for her to start a savings account. I wanted her to start a savings account.
Well, what did she say to you, for instance, when it was her boyfriend's birthday?
She wanted to get him a gift.
So what did she say to you?
She said, Grandma, I need money out of the envelope.
So she knew that the envelope in your purse was the money that she had given you?
For savings account.
Okay.
Which we never started.
Did you say to your grandma, when you needed a present for your boyfriend, I need money from the envelope?
Yes, Your Honor. We had 2 envelopes. One was marked class ring, and one was marked savings account. She had told me that we wasn't going to start a savings account. So I did take money out of the savings account. There was 2 envelopes. I did take the money out of the savings account one.
We're not talking about class ring, my dear. Listen to me very carefully. I want you to clearly understand. The money that your mother sent directly to your grandmother is not yours. Got it?
Yeah.
The money that your father and stepmother gave you as a gift for your birthday was yours. Your grandmother says that you wanted things, money for presents for your boyfriend for his birthday, money for things that you saw that you wanted, and over the course of time, you went into, not you personally, but you said, Grandma, I want the money from that envelope. And you acknowledge that that's true. Now, how much did you take out for things that you wanted?
You don't understand. There was 2 envelopes. One was for the class ring, one was for the savings account. There was $400 in the class ring one. 200 of that my dad had given me, and my stepmom Teresa. There was another envelope because I just had my birthday, and I had got money from other family members and other friends.
How much?
I'm not exactly sure how much was in that one. I couldn't even give a guess for that money. But yes, I did take that money back.
I assume you had difficulty with your father?
Yes.
You still having difficulty with your father?
No.
Do you live with your father?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Where is he?
He works constantly. He works from the time daybreaks come till the time nighttime comes. That's why I have guardianship of Valerie, and I'm raising her. Nobody has time for her.
You mean you individually without her father, and you share a home with her father?
He works all the time.
I don't care if he works all the time. That's what fathers sometimes
he
do. They
works.
work all the time. So I don't understand why you would have guardianship of her.
Because I'm the one that takes care of her, takes her back and forth to school, takes her to counseling. She sees a psychologist.
She's the only one out of my parents that would take care of me.
Something that is very peculiar to me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why did you leave your grandmother's house?
She had called the police on me. I can't believe that a grandma would do that.
You think that she's trying to be vicious and mean to you?
Yes.
And later today,
After she overpowered you and got out of the car and managed to crawl up the hood of the car and she's on the windshield, weren't you worried that something would happen to Jackie?
I was watching her.
You were watching her crawl up on the hood of the car.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Valerie Durant says her grandmother, Jan Lockhart, won't return money she gave her to hold.
Now, what did you... Go ahead.
Can I just please say something? I had Valerie for a year and a half. I went up there Christmas to get her. She had been kicked out of the home by her father and her stepmother.
I assume.
She walked up a highway carrying bags when she was 14 years old.
I assume.
I have a statement from the counselor that I took her to that plainly states the very things that Valerie said herself about her relationship with her father and them kicking her out. I have that.
I assume that she
and I
came
went
to
up
live
there
with you
with
for that reason.
The best of intentions. She wasn't going to school. She was allowed to smoke on the conditions she smoked in the den by the fireplace. She was given wine coolers. Now, this is what I'm told by Valerie.
Okay. Why did she leave your house?
She left my home because it started with her boyfriend. I went to her room, and the reason I have this class ring receipt is because it was in her room, in her hope chest, which I have a letter from Valerie stating that, also stating that she doesn't know how much money there was. I mean, it's just, this is where I paid the $50 down on the class ring. I did have $125 from her mother for the class ring, but the money that Valerie got for her birthday was in Iowa, except the $100 she received from her dad in her bedroom when I was standing right there.
And it's your statement that she
and
spent
it is gone.
Okay. Why did you leave your grandmother's house?
Because me and my boyfriend, we had some trouble. And
What do you mean you and your boyfriend, you had some trouble?
We had sex.
And?
And then she found out about it.
And?
And after that, she wouldn't let me call my dad to ask for him to come and get me.
How old's the boyfriend?
He's 16. She told many people that she was keeping the class ring money to pay for an attorney because she pushed him in church.
She pushed him in church?
Yes. They never went to court over that, though. But she told me that she was going to keep the money for that. And also, one of the reasons why I left her house was because we was having way too many problems. She wouldn't let me call my dad. So I told her that I was going to the neighbor's house. And then when I went to the neighbor's house, she had called the police on me. And the police came, and she told the police that I had ran away and that I kicked in their door. I was really upset that she would do something like that.
Because she's a bad person. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying, I'm
asking you a question.
I can't believe that a grandma would do that, you know.
You think she was trying to be vicious and mean to you?
Yes, I do, because I did not run away. I told her where I was going.
Just a second. I'm just asking you. You think that she's trying to be vicious and mean to you?
Yes.
Where's the boyfriend?
He's in Arkansas. I don't go out with him anymore.
Why not?
Because I moved to Iowa.
Does he call you all the time?
Not anymore. We used to. He used to call every night at 9.
When did he stop?
After we broke up.
Why did you break up?
Because I was going to school and going to work, and I didn't have time to talk to him.
Oh, I don't believe that, my dear. That's a fib. Going to school and going to work doesn't mean that you can't talk to him at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, so that I don't buy that.
She's not allowed to talk on the phone after certain hours.
Miss Durant, you are nothing but trouble.
Well, that may be.
You are nothing but trouble. What I'm telling you is if you find yourself in the unenviable position of having a 16-year-old that you're in charge of, because according to you, father works all the time and the mother is not capable, I'm going to tell you that you should not, under any circumstances, encourage her or importune her or support her in cutting off ties with her biological family. That is a very stupid thing.
I do not do that.
Very stupid thing. Well, you're being here today. Your being here today suggests to me that you do, because but for your intervention, she could have not proceeded with this case today since you are her guardian for some bizarre reason. So if it were me, I would have said to her, listen, you're not talking about a lot. I don't know how much money your husband sent to Grandma for taking care of her for the year and a half she was there. How many thousands of dollars a month did he send?
$150.
A month?
A month.
A month. You can't feed a large goldfish for $150 a month. So her grandmother supported her, took care of her for a year and a half. Far more than a couple $100 for a class ring. For a class ring, which I don't see why she needs, because she left her grandmother before school was out. Your case is dismissed. Be smart. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It wasn't the $350.
It wasn't about the money.
She has got to learn lessons in her
I
life.
was just wanting her to feel what she did to me, you know.
That you suffer the consequences for your actions.
Of her lying and stealing from her own granddaughter.
With the parental guidance that she has at this time,
I hope that her conscience gets to her.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I think it's very sad.
I just think it's pretty pathetic that me being an outsider, I have to take care of her.
But regardless, I love her. She'll always be my daughter.
Can't get her own mother to take care of her.
And always wants what's best for her.
It really bothers me. It hurts my heart.
Oh, I'm happy the way that I'm living now.
She knows my phone number.
So, things are just normal for me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Avila versus Young. Step forward, please.
22-year-old homemaker Crystal Avila is suing her ex-boyfriend, 19-year-old construction worker Justin Young, for the cost of a broken windshield. Justin claims the window was broken by Crystal's 4-year-old daughter.
Have a seat.
Miss Avila, this is your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
She's 4?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Young used to be your boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, Mr. Young?
19.
19.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
22.
He's not your boyfriend anymore?
No, ma'am.
According to your complaint, you went into the grocery store and left Mr. Young in the car with your daughter,
Yes,
just the
ma'am.
two of them. And while you were in the grocery store, the windshield of your car got broken.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was done by people inside the car.
Yes, that's what I heard
Just
at
a
first.
second. Just a second.
Okay.
By people inside the car, which was either Mr. Young or your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
You want Mr. Young to pay for the windshield.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Young says he's not going to pay for the windshield because your daughter broke the windshield.
Or she helped.
Or she helped. So, Mr. Young, I have a few questions for you. Were you the passenger in this car?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Avila stopped at the grocery store to run in for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
And she asked you to watch, what's this little girl's name?
Jackie.
She asked you to watch Jackie while she ran in to get what in the grocery store?
Just a couple.
What was she going to get?
Check.
Cash a check. I was getting
Oh,
my
cash a
pay.
check.
Yeah.
Smart girl. Now, you want to tell me how the windshield got broken while she wasn't in the car and you were babysitting?
Jackie got out of the car and got on the hood. It was,
She got out of the car.
yes, ma'am.
Were you in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
She overpowered you?
No, ma'am.
I just want to try to understand how she got out of the car. She overpowered you and got out of the car. And then what happened?
I let her get out of the car.
What?
I let her get out of the car.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And get on the hood.
And she managed to get up on the hood by herself, or did you put her on the hood?
She got there by herself.
How did she do that? She's a little teeny girl.
She crawled up there.
She went on the front bumper first?
Yes, ma'am.
She got herself on the front bumper first, and then she crawled up on the hood of the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you when she was doing this?
I was inside the car.
What were you doing inside the car?
Just waiting.
After she overpowered you and got out of the car and managed to get up on the bumper, crawl up the hood of the car, and she's on the windshield, and you were inside the car waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Young, weren't you worried that something would happen to Jackie?
I was watching her. No, ma'am.
You were watching her
Yes.
crawl up on the hood of the car.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in construction.
What do you do in construction?
Asphalt.
You don't have children, do you?
No, ma'am.
How much did the windshield cost to have fixed?
The first estimate I got was $316.
You still didn't tell me, Mr. Young, how the windshield got broken.
She was kicking it.
When she started kicking it, did you tell her to stop?
Yes, ma'am.
You were inside the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you yell outside the window?
No, ma'am. I hit the window back, trying to get her attention till it stopped.
So you hit the window to
Yes,
tell her to
ma'am.
stop?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that how the window broke?
Yes, ma'am.
Her kicking it and you punching it to tell her to stop?
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't punching it. I was tapping it.
Tapping it?
Yes, ma'am.
You still don't think this is your fault?
No, ma'am.
Hello? The mayor, hello? You don't let a 4-year-old outside of a car unattended, because I really don't believe that she overpowered you and got out of the car.
Yes,
and then if you see her jumping up on the bumper, according to you, and then crawling on the hood of the car to the windshield, a normal, semi-intelligent person would have hopped out of the car because they would have been afraid for the child's safety, Mr. Young.
Yes.
So now you're going to tell me, whose fault was this?
It's my fault for letting her out.
Yes! Yes! Just stop there. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $316. That's it.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Man, have a seat.
Miss Irani, you had a condo that you were renting.
Yes.
And you rented that condo to Mr. Ottenstreyer's daughter, who is under 21, and he co-signed the lease for her. Is that right?
Correct.
Do you live in the same town?
Yes.
Why wasn't your daughter living home?
She just moved out.
That's not an answer. I know she moved out. That's something that's clear to me, Mr. Rottenstryer.
Just to be on her own. She had her job, and she was working, and she wanted to have a place of her own.
And you thought that that was a good idea?
Yes.
And you trusted her?
Right.
So you trusted her to act as a responsible adult?
Right.
Clearly she did not do that.
Correct.
Because what happened was she violated the rules of the condo. She had a pet, which she wasn't allowed to do. Correct?
Yes.
She threw noisy parties, and there were complaints on at least 4 occasions. And ultimately, they were either going to terminate her proprietary lease on the condo, unless she got rid of your daughter, but you moved out. Yes. Your father gave her an extra month's rent and said goodbye. Unfortunately, because of your actions, Miss Irani was charged money for violating the noise ordinances of the condo. She tried to fight them. Your tenancy ended up costing her how much?
Okay, I paid $942.50 for my attorney, and then there is a paper for all the details of all the charges, which is $4,921.
Okay, so that's what Miss Irani had to pay as a result of dog fines, police being called to the house for loud noises and parties, because you, Mr. Ottenstryer, had full confidence in your daughter's ability to live on her own, act responsibly, and you were wrong. Your defense is, that wasn't in my contract.
Correct.
Convince me better, sir.
Well, in the contract itself, there was no statement of the $400 fine for police calls. There is a part that says about noise, that type of thing. That's not specified in there.
What does it say about noise, that you're not allowed to make noise?
Well, it says be quiet in the hall, and this type of thing, keep your stereos down. And then it says see attachment. There's no attachment.
Did you ask about the attachment?
No.
What do you do for a living?
Optometrist.
Do you have your own business?
Yes.
Do you rent space, or do you own the building where you have your...
Now we rent.
When you signed a lease, did you have a lawyer?
Yes.
So you do know about lawyers.
Yes.
And if something says see attachment and there's no attachment, what do you do?
Well, to me, it's void. I mean, if it's not in there...
I didn't ask you what it means.
Oh.
I said, what do you do when it says see attached? You say, where is the attachment?
I looked for attachment, didn't see it.
So why didn't you call her?
I assumed that she wasn't concerned about it, I guess.
I'm concerned about it.
Yeah.
What's next, Mr. Rottenstryer?
The next thing is that we renewed the lease. At the renewal of the lease, she never said anything about us owing money, and there were 3 police calls before
When
that.
did you renew the lease?
On 6/20/06, a year after, and there were 3 police calls before that.
Let me ask you a question. Had you been contacted about those 3 police calls?
I still never received a bill.
Did your daughter tell you that there were 3 police calls?
She called me each time after the police were called.
That's not my question. I said, did your daughter tell you about the 3 police calls?
Yes.
What did she tell you?
Told me that she had a party and that there were police calls. The police were called and they ticketed her.
What did you say to her?
Don't have any more parties. Quit having the parties.
Just a second. Did you say to her after the first time, don't have any more parties?
Sure.
Did you say it to her after the second time?
Sure.
Did you say it to her after the third time?
Yes.
And when you renewed the lease, did you co-sign the lease despite the fact that she had disobeyed your instructions?
Yes.
Now it would seem to me, Mr. Ottenstryer, that you would not be as trusting and as confident in your daughter to do the right thing. So why would you co-sign a lease for her?
Well, there have been 6 months went by with no police calls, and you hope your child is going to take the right road. They make mistakes, but you keep hoping they're going to make the right choice.
And what about the dog, sir?
The dog was there temporarily as a friend's dog that stayed there. She didn't have it as a pet.
The dog was there about 3 weeks, not even.
Temporarily is not 3 weeks. Temporarily is when somebody comes over to visit you and they bring their dog. Why should she be out all this money? If I have to make a judgment as to who's got to be out this $5,000, who do you think it's going to be? The person who made the noise or the person who had to pay the fines?
Well, we do have papers that say that she's responsible for, well...
For any fines that are charged to the tenants that she's responsible for.
Of course, as between she and the condo association, she's responsible.
So that's
I'm speaking. The condo association doesn't want to have to go looking for you. I mean, I can't believe that you actually are a professional man. The condo says, as between you, owner, and the board, you, owner, are responsible for the fines. That doesn't prevent her from going after you because you're the one that made the noise. You're the one that brought the dogs in. Something that you knew. You knew it when you signed the lease the second time. You knew she had violated the rules. Could have said to her at that time, listen, you violated my trust. You come home. Come home. I'm not co-signing for you. You didn't listen to me the first time. You didn't listen to me the second time. Unless you didn't want her home, sir, because you created too much trouble at home, which is another problem.
Doesn't Judy, when she renews the lease, didn't she take any responsibility? Should have told us at that time that there were fines at that point?
They probably didn't come after her for those fines until after she left.
Yes, they did.
Before she renewed the lease?
Yes.
When did you renew the lease, sir?
6/20/06.
Actually, it's July 2007.
And when were you first notified of any fine? Because clearly, if you were notified of fines before you renewed the lease, I am not considering any fines before you renewed the lease. Afterwards, maybe. But then you're on notice.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor, I have her email, what she told me. She
I don't
said
care
that
what she told you. I don't care if she told you that the sky was green. Listen to me very carefully.
I believed her.
I don't care whether you believed her.
And later today,
This is all getting too unseemly for me. Mr. Lanza, you've had possibly 2 out-of-wedlock children. That's enough.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gidi Irani claims former tenant Holly Ottenstreier threw wild parties in her rental condo. She is suing for association fines and legal fees.
Okay, now when were you notified of the fines?
Actually, after she had the police call, they sent me a letter and I discussed it with her. I said, there is fine. You cannot go on living like this.
When did you have this conversation with her? Before?
After the first call. After the first police call.
Well, the first police call was in 2005.
Yes.
When were you notified by the condo association of the fines, is my question.
Maybe in a month or so.
Month after 2005?
Yes.
Well, then you should not have renewed her lease.
Your Honor, she was telling me that the neighbors are bothering her. The property manager who was telling me that she had loud noise, he was fired.
Ms.
And I
Irani.
did not have the police reports. As soon as I had the police report, I talked to her father.
Ms. Irani, how much were you renting the apartment to her for?
$550 and then $640 later on because she asked for the carpet to be changed.
All of these things were done prior to you executing a new lease. You said July of 2006 is when you entered into a new lease. And there was nothing after that.
Because she was out in September.
No, listen to me very carefully. You have a police call August of 05, another one August of 05. There are dog fines in October of 05. There's another dog fine in November of 05. I don't know what this means, non-eviction. What does that mean?
Because they were asking me to ask her to leave, and she was saying that they are so unfair to her.
Oh, no. That's your problem, Miss Irani. I'm sorry, I was very heavy on them, and rightly so. But you're a grown-up. You should not have renewed their lease.
Your Honor, I have 2 teenagers that I fully trust. I believed her, and that I did not believe the property manager.
I would have brought eviction proceedings against her immediately. Immediately. They asked you to evict her in October of 2005.
But Your
and
Honor,
instead of evicting her, you renewed a lease in July.
Your Honor, I have her email, what she told me. She
I don't
said
care
that
what she told you. I don't care if she told you that the sky was green. Listen to me very carefully.
I believed her.
I don't care whether you believed her. It's not relevant to me. It's not relevant whether you believed her. You were told by your condo association to evict her in 2005. Instead of evicting her, what you did was you renewed her lease in 2006.
But, Your Honor, they never provided any evidence, anything.
They don't have to provide you with evidence, madam.
I asked for.
They don't have to provide you with evidence. She's not going to pay you because it was your responsibility to evict her, not to sign on a new lease. There are other people that live there. They were forced to live with her, making a lot of noise and having loud parties, having a dog when they weren't supposed to. They asked you to evict her. You're the owner of the condo, and you said, no, I'm not going to do it.
Your Honor, I called her parents and I told her mother about the dog. And she said she's just doing it for 1 weekend and it's going to be gone. She told me that the police came because there was an ambulance. She was not feeling good. She was not doing that.
Listen, they came 5 times. She was a very sick girl. It's your problem, and it's your fault. You should never have renewed the lease with them. Never.
Your Honor, I received the police report in August, and I talked to her parents right away after I saw the police report. I made an appointment with them. I saw them, and I said, this is how
You should have evicted her, and you didn't. You should have
Because I
evicted
believed her.
Well, that's your problem, madam. I believe that you believed her. I believe that you also like the rent. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't think that she was lying, but I guess I learned my lesson.
I feel sorry for Gidi because she did trust her daughter.
She had underage drinking. She had marijuana in the home.
One of my friends was caught with marijuana in my apartment, and I should have known that he had it, but I didn't.
I trusted her.
One of the tickets was for me and 2 friends that were sitting on the couch talking, and the police gave me a ticket for that.
I'll be more careful with younger people.
They got to go out in the world sometime. They don't always make the right choices, but if you trust them and you hope eventually they're going to come around, she has.
I don't park anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Benavente versus Lanza, step forward, please.
21-year-old Monique Benavente is suing the father of her child, 24-year-old Carlos Lanza, for 2 truck payments. Carlos says Monique offered to help him out.
How old are you, Miss Benavente?
21.
How old are you, Mr. Lanza?
24.
2 of you have a child together.
Correct.
How old is that child?
5 months, 2 weeks.
Is that your only child?
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Mr. Lanza?
Yes.
Your only child?
Excuse me?
What?
He told me he had another son.
You have another child?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever tell you had another child?
I did.
Why?
I thought I had a child with the girl that pregnancy test never came back and said it was mine. So it wasn't, shouldn't have told her something like that because it wasn't relevant.
That's not what he told me.
This is all getting too unseemly for me. Mr. Lanza, you're 24 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
You've had maybe 1, possibly 2 out-of-wedlock children. That's enough.
He also told me that he was 27.
Well, he gets confused. In any event, you should have been smart enough to use some birth control so that we wouldn't be here involved. And who is this lady?
My mother.
How many children in your family?
There's 4 altogether.
Are you the oldest, the youngest, or in the middle?
In the middle.
All the other children live home?
No, ma'am.
You think your mother signed on to take care of a new baby?
No.
You live at home?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at it this way. It might keep you young. Then again, it might not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You were pregnant, and you only had 1 car at the time.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, fine.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monique Benavente says the father of her child, Carlos Lanza, owes for 2 truck payments she made on his behalf.
Now, in addition to making a mistake of having a child with him, you gave him 2 truck payments because he was behind in his truck payments, a truck that is in his mother's name. In your mother's name?
Yes, ma'am.
You're very polite. Did you ask her so politely when you needed the truck payments?
I got behind. The work was slow, and she was getting a check from a settlement from a car accident she was in a couple years ago, and it was our only vehicle that we had at the time.
That's
And
not true.
I was driving her everywhere, from San Jose to Modesto to her doctor appointments, shopping, all that stuff.
Where were you living?
Behind. Excuse me?
Where were you living?
San Jose.
With her?
Yes.
Just the 2 of you?
No, we were in a cousin's house.
Whose cousin?
My cousin.
And?
And after that, we moved in with my dad because I was working with him, general contractor. And, work was too slow. And she offered to help me pay the truck payments. That way we wouldn't lose the only vehicle that we had. She wasn't working at the time because her back and being pregnant, she couldn't be at a salon for 8-10 hours,
That's not true.
Don't interrupt him again. How long did you live together where you supported her?
Maybe 9 months.
How long did you live together when you were not working, Miss Benavente?
Around 9 months, off and on.
And he was supporting you?
No, ma'am. I worked, I did hair, and I paid some of our bills. I paid for a lot of our food, and I did support him in finding a job, paying his gas money that he would use for other things that I found out later.
And what did he pay for?
He paid for some of what I just said. He paid for some of the food, some of the Macy's
What
bills.
did you pay for, Mr. Lanza?
Actually, I got her the phone. It was a T-Mobile phone. I was paying the monthly payments. I bought her food, I bought her clothes, I bought her shoes. Anything she needed, I got it. When I was working in a contract, I would actually leave work.
Doesn't anybody pay rent?
Yeah, I was paying rent, of course.
Where were you paying the rent?
I was paying my cousin $500 a month.
Is that right?
No, we got kicked out of his cousins because he wasn't paying rent.
I did pay. The whole situation was that we were there for almost 4 months. On the 3rd month, I spoke to my cousin, look, man, my work has slowed down. I could give you $250 now and then $250 towards the end of the month. He said, well, you know what? I'm behind too. I just lost my job, so you're going to have to do something. I said, well, I don't want to owe you money. So I told him, you know what? We could just leave. I'll just go and...
I got it. Now, Ms. Benavente, why don't you tell me how it came about that you made these 2 truck payments? You were pregnant.
I was pregnant.
And you only had 1 car at the time.
No, that's not true.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, fine.
And you had 1 car at the time. And he was driving you to and from your medical appointments?
Sometimes.
Listen, unless you're stuck in his cousin's house or in his father's house, then wherever you had to go, somebody was taking you.
I was stuck there. My mom would pick me up. He would drop me off at my mom's house, and she would take me to my appointments. And sometimes he would
So
miss
he would
that.
drop you off at your mother's house. First you lied to me and said to me that you had 2 cars. Now you're telling me that he would drop you off at your mother's house so she could take you to the appointments. Let me hear about the 2 truck payments, Miss Benavente.
Okay, so he couldn't hold a job, and he asked me to borrow them. He agreed to pay me back, and I believed him.
No. Tell me what he said to you. Where were you? Where was he? Tell me about it.
We were at his dad's house, and he asked me, he said, look, I can't work unless I have a car. It's going to get repossessed. My mom's credit's going to get ruined. Can you please help me out? And he said, I promise I will pay you back when I get a job. When he got a job, he never paid me back.
Did you tell her you would pay her back?
No, ma'am. The whole thing about us living together means, I would think when you...
No, don't tell me what you think. Tell me what was said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Go ahead. Well, I told her, I need these truck payments because now we're going to lose the only vehicle. So she said, fine. We made the payments and everything was fine.
In what month did you make the payments?
It was either late December, early January.
And when did the 2 of you separate?
June.
In June?
Yes, ma'am.
Between January and June, did he pay for the truck?
He didn't pay me anything.
And you lived together?
Yes.
And it was after you separated that you sued him, is that right?
Yes, but I continuously asked him to please pay me back.
You were living together as a couple, madam, at the time that he'd made these 2 truck payments. He was paying rent, he was paying bills, and I assume that you were working marginally before your baby was born, if at all, at least in the last 3 months. Somebody had to support you. Somebody had to be paying the bills. That was not you, and it was not your mother. And I'm quick to note that you and the defendant were not living with your mother, but you were living with the defendant in his cousin's house or in his father's house. Put your hand down. You weren't there. And it doesn't make sense to me that living in that kind of situation, expecting a baby, and living as a couple, he would say to you, could you loan me this money and I will pay you back, when he was in fact supporting you. Your case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused, you may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
They were arguing, and they started to get a little loud, so I tried to tell Stephen and Travis, calm down.
He comes at me like this. I took it as a threat, and that's when I swung on him.
Number 374 on the calendar in the matter of Lagunas versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Lagunas, you sold a car to the defendant.
Yes, April Wilson.
And it is your claim that you failed to make all the payments on the car?
Yes. She,
I didn't ask you a question.
Okay.
Miss Wilson, is the car in your name?
No.
In whose name is the car?
Maggie's.
Miss Lagunas?
Yes.
Where is the car located?
I have it parked at a friend's house.
Where is my question?
In Hammond.
Give me the address.
Michigan Avenue.
And what's the friend's name?
Amy.
Amy what?
Zacharias.
How long has the car been there?
Since September.
What is it doing there since September?
She's hiding it.
I'm not speaking to you.
I'm hiding it.
You're not hiding it anymore. What's Miss Zacharias' phone number?
8122.
Have you driven the car since September?
No.
Is it in her garage?
Yes.
How much do you still owe the plaintiff on the car?
About $5,000.
Good. Is this Amy? Amy Zacharias, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. How are you? Miss Zacharias, I have Miss Wilson here who tells me that you have a car parked in your garage that belongs to her. Is that correct? And how long has the car been parked there? Well, I want you to get as sure as you can because I'm sending a marshal over to pick up that car. Do you understand? Very good. The car does not belong to Miss Wilson. It belongs to someone else. And the marshal or the sheriff is going to come over and pick it up. I am advising you that if you move the car, I will advise the sheriff in your county that you have stolen property in your garage. Do you understand? Very good. Thank you very much. That's all.
Wow.
Yeah. You're going to go, listen to me very carefully. You're going to go outside and call the police department in your county. I've spoken to Miss Zacharias. The car is, in fact, in her garage. I have told her that the sheriff will be coming over to pick up the car. Then you're going to get your car back. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Now we're going to talk about the money that you've put into the car and how long you've had it. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can't keep property that you haven't paid for. Do I make myself clear?
I understand that.
Perfect.
But the agreement wasn't made like that.
I don't care what the agreement was. You just told me that you owe $5,000 on the car.
I do, but there was also an agreement that stuff was going to get fixed. The title was to be put in my name.
I don't want to hear. Don't interrupt her.
The title was to be put in my name with a lien on it. I could not do anything with this car. They consistently took the car from my house, followed me.
I don't want. Listen
me.
to me. You interrupt her again, I'm throwing you out. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, if you complain and if you don't want this deal, then you return the car, but you don't get to keep the car without paying for it.
I want the car.
That's too bad.
We had an agreement.
That's too. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to get to the $4,000 you put into it, but you can't keep it for nothing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. So she's going to get the car, and now I'm going to figure out how much of your $4,000 you're going to get back. Do you understand, Miss Lagunas?
Yes.
It's your car. The title is in your name.
And that's right.
I have just told Miss Zacharias she is to release the car to the sheriff. She understands that she's going to be in serious trouble if she doesn't do that.
Okay.
The car is yours. It hasn't been paid for. You are repossessing that car.
Yes.
Period. End of discussion. You got it?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, how many months did you have this car?
Since April. Maybe the end of March, April.
April, May, June, July, August, September, October and a half. 7.5 months.
Yes.
And you have put how much into the car? $4,000
Yes.
in payments?
And not on top of everything I had to fix, which they did not do.
Listen to me. Do you have a contract in writing that indicates what they're supposed to fix?
It was all verbal.
Fine. So you've put in $4,000 in payments for the car?
Yes.
She was supposed to give me a down payment of $3,000, pay $200 every 2 weeks.
I don't care.
Okay.
You're getting your car back.
That's right.
But she's getting something. I mean, she used this car for 7 months. She's not going to use it for 7 months without paying for it. If you rented a car for 7 months, for $300 a month is $2,100. So you deduct, let's say she paid $4,000 into the car.
But she didn't pay $4,000. It was $3,850.
Fine. You have proof that you paid her $4,000?
No, it was a rough estimate.
Oh, well, rough estimate. She said $3,850?
That's correct.
Minus $2,100 equals 0, 5, 7, $1,750. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Perfect.
So I'm out of a car now?
Yes,
out of
car
the
you
money-
didn't pay for.
Well, why did I pay $4,000 now to lose
Just
a
a
car?
second. You didn't pay $4,000 for a car.
$38.50.
What you paid for was the equivalent of a car rental for $300 of a very nice
I
Ford
paid for a
Expedition.
car.
You didn't pay for it.
I have my
Make believe it's a bank. When was the last time you made a payment?
August.
That's too bad. You're out of
But
luck.
they didn't go
The
with
car
their
is
agreement.
the car is
They
just
didn't go with their agreement.
repossessed. Listen to me. The car is now repossessed. They are going to take the car because you can't drive around
I
with somebody's
paid up
property.
to August.
To June.
Just a second. Look at me.
We had an agreement, and this is my truck that I would have paid for if they would have went with their agreement. I paid up
You
until
was not
August.
paying your payments.
They didn't
Miss
put the
Lagunas,
title in my
Miss
name.
Lagunas, listen to me.
Yes.
She secreted the car,
I know.
and she did not pay for it for 3 months. You are repossessing the car. She doesn't like it. It's tough. She didn't make the payments. She hid the car so that you couldn't repossess it.
They were following me, putting my kids in danger, harassing
Your
my
Honor, I have the
job.
911
Miss
tape.
Lagunas, I don't want to hear you unless I ask you a question. Do
Okay.
you understand?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're out of here without your truck, period. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you again. Maybe if you dressed and covered your shoulders when you came to court, you would understand what court decorum is. Otherwise, be quiet unless I speak to you.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm treating it as if you rented her car. A bank would not do that for you. Listen to me. I'm treating. Just be quiet.
And later today,
You have no relation to this case whatsoever. Zero. You have nothing to do with this case. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Perfect.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Margaret Lagunas claims former friend April Wilson owes for an SUV that she is currently hiding from her. April is countersuing for harassment, claiming Margaret endangered the lives of her and her children.
Now, go buy yourself a new car. You're getting $1,000. You're getting $1,000.
$38.50 into it. Plus the stuff I fixed.
Miss Wilson, I'm not going to bother with you anymore. You used her property, and you're getting back $1,750. I'm treating it as if you rented her car. A bank would not do that for you. Do you understand that? Yeah. Listen to me. A bank would not do that for you.
But-
I'm treating. Just be quiet. You didn't pay for it. It's being repossessed. You're getting back $1,750. Use it as a down payment for another car. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I put all this money into the car to now not have a car. This is just the kind of person she is. She's done it to many other people.
And I get $17.50. Who's going to buy a car for $17.50?
It's been a game since we gave it to her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Squire versus Sarah Sarro. Step forward, please.
Maureen Squire is suing her son, 19-year-old Matthew Sarasaro, for legal fees resulting from an ongoing court battle. Matthew says his mom won't let him see his 12-year-old sister.
All right, Miss Squire, you and your husband were divorced. You had 4 children. This is one of your children.
Yes, ma'am.
Oldest, youngest, in the
Oldest.
middle? And when you separated, which was in what year?
December of 2000.
When you separated, the children stayed with your husband. Is that correct?
Yes, they did.
And they remained with your husband until 2005, when you pursued custody of one of your children, your daughter. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
And how old is that child?
She's 13.
And in 2005, she came to live with you.
Yes, she did.
Your first name is?
Matthew.
Matthew remained with his father?
Yes, ma'am.
And his other 2 siblings?
Marshall and Michael.
When Matthew turned 18, which must have been just recently, Matthew decided he wanted to pursue visitation with his sister. How long had it been since you saw your sister?
It'd been a year.
1 year?
1 year.
Had you tried to see her before that?
I had tried to email her. I had tried to call her.
How far do you live from your mother?
I really don't know where my mom lives, but I'd have to say more than half an hour.
So you went to court to try to get visitation with your sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you try calling your mother?
I did.
What happened?
There's a call wait block on the phone, so every time you call, you have to give your name. There was a few times that I called, and my mom would have been listening on the phone calls, so I did not feel that it was appropriate that she would listen on the phone calls between me and my sister. I didn't think that was needed.
Okay, so you went to court.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your lawsuit, Miss Squire. Your lawsuit says that your son abused the court process by taking you to court, and he did several things which, according to you, prolonged the litigation. And then ultimately, when the matter was set for trial, he didn't appear.
Yes, that's true.
So you want him to pay you for damages and pain and suffering and whatever. You say first he went to court, which he has an absolute right to do. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
So A, he has a right to seek visitation with his sister. He should be seeing his sister. But if he's not, he wants a judge to say this is when you can see her. So he went to court. That's not an abusive process. We agree on that?
Yes.
What county do you live in?
Dutchess County.
And what county do you live in?
Dutchess County, ma'am.
According to your mother, you tried to get the matter transferred from one county to another.
No, ma'am. I had filed the paperwork, which I have here in Dutchess County. The reason that it might move to another county, which was Orange County, is because my father is cousins with a family court judge in Dutchess County. All the judges in Dutchess County recused themselves, and the case got moved to Orange County. I had asked the county clerk if we could have it heard in Dutchess County because it provided an inconvenience for me to drive 40 minutes from my household and
To
40
Orange
minutes back.
County, and they
Correct.
said no.
They said no.
Now do you understand? One of the bases for your complaint that he abused you by abusing the court process, which you articulate here, is you say he tried to get the court county changed, but the judge denied that.
We went to court twice in front of Judge Reitz, and that is when Judge Reitz decided to let Judge Horowitz in Orange County handle the case.
Listen to me. First of all, you should both know that I know Judge Reitz. I don't think that makes any difference because I wouldn't do a favor for my grandmother if she was standing in front of me. What I'm trying to understand is the two of you live in Dutchess County.
Yes, ma'am.
You both wanted the case heard in Dutchess County. He wouldn't want it heard in another county. I assume you wouldn't want it heard in another county.
No, I'm satisfied that it's being heard in Orange County with Judge Horowitz because Judge Horowitz has been the judge on our case for the past 4 years.
Oh, that, just a second. Put your hand down. Don't speak. Who are you?
The husband.
You have no relation to this case whatsoever. Zero. You're not the father of these 4 children?
No, ma'am.
You never stood in place of a father to him? You have nothing to do with this case. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Perfect.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You got to grow up, not him. You created this situation with his father.
No, I
You
didn't.
did. Oh, madam, there isn't a question in my mind that you created this situation because they're children.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maureen Squire says her son, 19-year-old Matthew Sarasaro, owes for legal fees resulting from an ongoing lawsuit. Matthew says his mom refuses to let him see his 12-year-old sister.
Now, the next complaint that you have, Miss Squire, he also requested a public defender.
Yes.
Perfect. I would too. If I were 18 years old and not familiar with the court process, I would too like to have a lawyer help to represent me. And if I didn't have money, I would ask the court to assign a lawyer to represent me. Why is that abusing the process?
He claimed to be a full-time student at the time of this court proceeding,
and I have if he was a full-time student or not. He was 18 years old.
Well, that was his claim, that he was a full-time student.
I don't care if he was a full-time student or a dropout. He was 18 years old. He should definitely have a lawyer to help represent him. I don't know whether you had a lawyer or not, but you're older and supposedly wiser. If he wanted the court to assign an attorney to him, that's his absolute right. And as far as I was concerned, if I were the family court judge sitting on that case, I would have assigned the panel attorney to represent him and charged the county.
Which was assigned to him, Your Honor. But
perfect.
The issue is that he claimed to be a full-time student, and he was not. He withdrew from college.
So what? What was he doing?
I don't know.
Did he have money for a lawyer?
I don't know.
Did you have money for a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Did you hire a lawyer?
I have the same attorney for the past 6 years.
Absolutely wonderful. He's 18. You're lucky you're not supporting him.
I was supporting him.
You're lucky you're
No,
not
no,
now.
She never said child support.
Okay, then the next thing that you complain about, Ms. Squire, is that my attorney suggested at our May court date, all of these dates he appeared in, by the way, is that correct?
Up until June 15th.
Just listen to me. I said so far, all of these dates he appeared in.
Yes.
Then in May, your attorney, who you've had for
6 years.
6 years. Did you have an attorney in May?
Oh, ma'am, I've never had an attorney.
Just answer. Your lawyer spoke to him, and I assume the judge's court clerk and the judge, because I know the way that things go, and your attorney suggested, according to your complaint, at our May court date, because the matter was adjourned to May, that he could have supervised visitation with my daughter, provided her counselor was present. Matthew refused this solution.
Yes, he did.
Which is his absolute right. Just because your lawyer suggested it to him doesn't mean he has to agree. Just because your lawyer says, listen, I have a solution. You can see your sister as long as it's supervised by her counselor. He says, I don't want that. I want to go to trial. He's entitled to do that. So I'm crossing that out. My attorney suggested we have supervised visits, and Matthew refused this solution. So a trial date was set in June. When the trial date rolled around, I hired an expert witness and, of course, had my attorney, who we've had for 6 years, not with regard to a case involving him.
Yes.
He could not have had a case with you 6 years ago, madam. 6 years ago, he was 12.
He was also a part of a custody agreement with my ex-husband.
If you had it, listen to me, Miss Squire, you had a lawyer with regard to a case involving your ex-husband.
And my children also had a law
He was
guardian.
not a party to that proceeding 6 years ago.
Okay.
But when that June date came around, Matthew did not show up.
No, he did not.
And that's what you're complaining about. And that's what you think shows an abusive process.
Yes, I do.
It doesn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you in a family dispute? Go to JudgeJudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Listen, you have no case, Miss Squire.
I have transcripts of the court.
Listen to me. You have no case. Your son did not abuse the process of the court. Your son asked for only things that were reasonable, that anybody would have asked for in his circumstance.
And he never once called me to ask to speak to his sister, to see his sister. We live 7 miles apart.
Miss Squire, if you were served with these papers, then you're the mother. You're the mother who left her children.
I didn't leave my children.
Yes,
I left
you did.
my husband.
7 years ago.
I left
you
my husband.
left your children with your husband 7 years ago. And as far as I'm concerned, the mother would have picked up the phone and called and said, Matt, you want to see your sister, sweetheart? See her. Come over and see her. I'll meet you at McDonald's. Her
That's not the
stepfather
way
will bring
Matthew
her.
wanted it. Matthew wanted to take her on his own and fill her head with stories about her father and the situation between us.
Listen, Miss Squire, that's your problem. That's in your head. That's why your son doesn't talk to you. That's not his problem. You're the grown-up. You got to grow up. not him. He's 18. You created this situation with his father.
No, I
You
didn't.
did. Oh, madam, there isn't a question in my mind that you created this situation because they're children. So the two adults who brought them into the world created the situation. You're supposed to fix it,
And the
not
adult
make
they
it
were
worse by
living
suing
with
him.
filled their
Madam,
head with-
your case is dismissed. It's nonsense.
The matter of Andrews versus Lechner. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Andrews, you, for a brief period of time, dated the defendant, and I gather from your papers lived in her home. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
She has 2 young children. How old are her children?
Actually, she has 4 young children. The 2 that lives with her are 6-year-old named Sean and a 4-year-old named Christopher.
All right. When did you move into her house?
Right around the 12th of November.
Of last year?
Of last year.
Let me look at your claim very carefully, sir, because you claim 2 injuries to your car.
That's right.
You say that in November, 2 of her children caused some damage to your car. So that was shortly after you moved in.
That's correct.
All right. Tell me about what happened. One of them jumped off a roof and ended on the hood of your car, and then the other one threw a pebble and broke a light. Is that right?
Sean,
Is that about right?
Well, one was a deck. It was about waist high to me.
Just one of them jumped on the hood of your car.
Yes, that was Christopher.
And the next time something happened to your car, one of the kids was throwing some pebbles, and
broke both my low beam and high beam on my headlights.
the glass.
Yes.
Cost you $40-some-odd to fix that. Is that right? Okay. Now, did you continue to live with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her about this damage?
I told her about it, and she goes, well, my next payday, you'll get your little headlights fixed. When I confront her about the hood, she goes, well, Steve, why don't you just sue me?
Okay. And you didn't, just a second, and you didn't sue her?
No, I didn't. Not at that time, because I was still dating her.
Right. You were still dating her, living in her house, sleeping in her bed, right?
Sleeping on the couch, mostly.
Well, that's your problem. Shh, please. That's your problem. But living with her. Living with her. So I'm not interested in the damage that her kids did to your car, sir. It's irrelevant. You were living there if you felt as if the children were beyond control. What you would have done is you would have packed up and gone back to your mother's house, which you did subsequently, but much later. Now, you decided to move out on what date?
I have it here. It was January 12th of 2002.
Oh, okay. So you stayed a couple of months.
Correct.
And on that evening, you had some sort of an altercation with the defendant in which you claimed that she damaged your car. So that you can tell me about.
Okay. I had went and moved back in with my mom. Charlene had come to my mom's place saying that she wanted to talk to me. When I went and go to the door, my mom went to the door, ordered her off the property. She went, started her car, kept inching her car back into my car, hitting the front of my car, setting off my car alarm. And then she sped out of the place where we live, which is a 5-mile-an-hour zone, doing about 45, 50 miles an hour. Then, when I went out to shut off my alarm, my car was still shaking from her backing into it.
And you say that you did some damage to your car.
Yes, she did. I have an estimate right here.
Well, I'd like to see the photographs and the estimate.
I don't have photographs because I do not own a camera. This is an estimate right here.
You own a car, but you don't have a camera that you can put your hands on? You don't have $7 to go buy a disposable camera?
At the time, I just started my job and I hadn't received my first paycheck.
Then you borrow it from your mother if you plan on suing her for the damage to your car. I mean, I have to see some photographs. How do I know what this is all about? This says hood panel. I'm not interested in what the kids did to your car, sir. You stayed. That was your choice. And but for the fact that you decided to separate, you would never have brought up the incident with the 2 children. So I have no idea what the damage you attribute to her is. Do you?
The front valance, since it's a fiberglass car, was misaligned. It cracked the lower air dam or spoiler.
Lower deflector?
That would be the front valance.
How much does that cost?
Was $221.50 for the air dam itself.
Why did you hit his car? Were you just angry?
I didn't hit his car, Your Honor. I have the proof right here.
Let me
Pictures,
see.
everything. Also, I did take my car to get inspected through Geico, his insurance.
Well, according to this, and this is done by Geico Direct, it says, I do not see any signs of damage that would indicate that this vehicle backed into another vehicle causing any damage. No paint transfer on the bumper. Bumper had not been washed. Geico said that they found no evidence that the car was damaged, sir. Okay, now let's deal with your counterclaim. You say that the plaintiff called Child Protective Services with regard to your children. Did you do that, Mr. Andrews?
Yes, I did.
When did you do it?
2 days after I left.
Tell me why.
I had witnessed her. She was sleeping on the left seat. Her kids were watching TV, and I guess one of them had changed his channel from one cartoon to another. And so the 4-year-old started making noise, and she grabbed him by the throat, picked him up, and threw him on the ground and said, shut the F up.
When did she do that, sir?
The day before, like the Friday I had left, or the Friday before I left. And then when the 6-year-old started crying about it, she picked up an ashtray, threw it at him, hitting him in the head, saying, you shut up too, you little bee.
Is that what precipitated your leaving?
That was part of it. There was a lot of
What do you
stuff
mean
leading
part
up
of
to
it?
it.
What did you say to her when she did that to the children?
I looked at her and I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, they're my kids. You can tell me how to raise my kids.
Was that the first time that you had seen her do anything to her children?
Yes. I'm not the first person to call CPS on her. Her mother had called it in the past, and she had had her kids put in foster care because of it, though.
All 4 of her children, or just 2 of them?
Just 2 of them, because 2 of them live with their biological father.
How old are those 2 children?
I believe 11 and 9.
Is that correct?
No.
How old are your other
daughter's
2
8,
children?
And my son's 11.
And they live with their father?
Yes.
How come?
He went to court and did not notify me and got custody.
Whatever. They live with their father. That's not true. That's not true. You have to tell the whole story. I mean, I was in family court for a long time. No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Andrews says his ex-girlfriend Charlene Lechner owes for damages she and her children caused to his car. Charlene says Stephen told Child Protective Services that she physically threatened her kids.
If somebody goes to court and doesn't notify you, and you find out, you wake up one day and you look around the bedroom and you say, aha, 2 of my children are missing. What happened to them? Then you go back to court and you say, listen, I wasn't notified of this hearing.
I didn't get notified until they got picked up, Your Honor.
So they got picked up where?
With the police and him waiting for him.
There's a lot more to that story, madam. How long have the children been with their father?
For about 2 years.
Do you visit with them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you have visitation rights?
Yes.
Good, so you knew enough to go to court to get visitation rights, and
Yes.
the court gave you visitation, but the court did not give you custody.
Not yet, Your Honor. I'm still fighting.
Not yet, and that's not going to happen. Yeah, these 2 other children are 2 other children from a different relationship or the same relationship?
Different.
Have any of your children ever been in foster care?
Yes.
Which children have been in foster care?
All 4 of them.
For how long?
For about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Mr. Andrews just described an incident that he says he witnessed in your home. Did that happen?
No.
Anything like it?
No.
Do you ever have a substance abuse problem?
No.
I'm not going to be able to determine, Ms. Lechner, whether Mr. Andrews made this call maliciously. He says he did. Do you have any proof that he made this call maliciously?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
I've got the CPS worker's card, the one that came out to do the investigation. And he had taken my boys separately and talked with them. And I guess Mr. Andrews had told him that they're scared of me. They said no, they're scared of him. And they started talking about incidents when I was absent, I was at work. And they told him about incidents that Mr. Andrews had done to them.
Were you notified before CPS was coming out to conduct the investigation?
No, I wasn't.
You mean they made a surprise visit?
Yes.
When they made a surprise visit, that they take the children independently?
Yes.
Out?
Yes.
Okay, and you had no indication that they were coming at all?
No, ma'am.
And are you telling me that you have any proof? Don't give me the card. Do you have any proof that they closed the case?
The case was never opened. They just investigated the report that he had called in, and it was closed out.
What reason do you think Mr. Andrews would have for calling Child Protective Services?
Because during the times that we were together, he knew my children were very important to me. I mean, I'm working 2 jobs to support him, and I'm a single parent. So, and he knows that my children are my life. You know, I revolve around my children. What's best for them?
That doesn't answer the question, madam. You could do a lot of things to get
He
back
wanted
at
revenge.
For what?
I have no clue why.
I don't know either, but I'm not prepared to say at this point that he did not see at least a version of what he indicates that he saw. Now, I don't know why he waited 2 days to call Child Protective Services. Evidently, it didn't impact you enough to call immediately, sir.
I didn't want to call from her residence.
So, you go outside to your mother's house and you call 5 minutes later, not days later. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what she's saying is, you sat back and you said to yourself, she came to my house, maybe she touched my car, I'm going to call and report what I saw, or a version of what I saw. But I believe something happened with your children. I'm not sure it was as bad as what he suggests, but I believe something happened with your children. In any event, your children have been in foster care once. Your children were in foster care once because of court proceedings, so you're not a stranger to that proceeding. I'm not prepared to find that he made this call maliciously, so I'm dismissing your counterclaim. But I'm also dismissing your claim, sir, because I find no evidence based upon your proof of anything that she did to your car. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Nothing happened to my children. I would not lay a hand on him.
I have better things to do than to beat up on little children.
He had put poop on my kid's face.
I'm above stuff like that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edwards versus Garcia. Step forward, please.
31-year-old university administrator Delilah Edwards is suing 33-year-old sales rep Tracy Garcia for a bounced check. Tracy says the check in question isn't from her.
Miss Edwards, according to your complaint, you're involved with some sort of a cheerleading squad that's attached to a football league.
Yes.
And the defendant said that she would collect some money for the cheerleaders' banquet. And she did, and she said she raised $75. And she gave you a check for the $75.
Correct.
You put the check into your account, and the check bounced. You want her to pay triple damages for the fact that the check bounced and it threw your account out of whack, and you had certain fees and charges, et cetera, et cetera. Defendant says it was her ex-husband's check. She didn't know that the account had been closed, and whatever it was, she made up the money by giving cash to the football league. But we really hear about this check. Now, who has the check for me to look at?
I do.
Can I see it, please? So she did not sign this check.
No, that's what the bank is telling me. I spoke to the
No,
customer
no,
service.
she did not sign this check. It's clear that this is signed by someone by the name of Joseph.
Correct.
So she gave you Joseph's check for $75.
Correct.
You deposited Joseph's check into your bank, and Joseph's check bounced.
Yes, it came back actually unable to locate account, which means the account has been closed for more than 6 months.
And when did she give you this check? On what date?
December 6th, the evening of the banquet. I was in contact.
On December 6th, she
Yes.
gave it to you?
Yes.
Well, it's dated December 8th.
I see.
Check is dated. How did you come into possession of this check, Ms. Garcia?
My ex-husband gave that check to me to give to them.
To give to them. Why would your ex-husband give you a check to give to them?
Because when I had originally received the sponsorship money, it was in a check and it was made out to me. When I asked them what I should do with that, they told me to go ahead and cash it, and then I would give them the money. So the night of the banquet, my children were home with the chicken pox, and I didn't have time to go to the bank, so I told my ex-husband that if he could give me a check and I would give him the money.
Where is he? How did you get in touch with your ex-husband?
Well, we still stay in contact, and he was at home. I went down to his home. He gave me the check, and I told him on Monday I would give him the money to cover the check. And he agreed upon that. Well, I had no idea that this account was closed.
Did you explain that to the plaintiff?
I haven't even spoken to her. They could have gotten in touch with me several times.
Your Honor, we left several messages before it came to this. We called relentlessly. We left messages at home. I started by calling and saying, you know, hey, Tracy, I still have trophies I need to get to the girls. Could you please call me so I can get their phone numbers and get in contact with the girls? When I made the first phone call, I already knew about the check, and I left no message regarding the check in hopes that she would call me back and I could get her on the phone and say, you know, hey, Trace, this check came back. Can we work this out? You know, if you'll just pay me the amount of the check back, we would have been happy. We got no return phone call from her at all.
All right, now we have a bad check. She doesn't get treble damages. This is not your check that was drawn by you on your bank. This was your husband's check. I cannot impugn to you knowledge that the account was closed because he gave you this check. All right? But out of curiosity, what did you do with the $75 that you had in fact collected?
It was turned into the board where the money should have originally gone. This money is supposed to be funneled through the board. It's not to be deposited into anybody's personal account.
Okay, Your Honor. I received from the restaurant owner that donated the money to her in the amount of $75. I have a copy of the carbon from the check that he actually made it out to the Redlands Football Organization. However, Tracy deposited that check in her personal account, so she altered the check as well.
I do not have a personal account to even deposit anything into. I do not have a checking account or
Well, then
a
I'd like to
savings
know how
account.
this check got cashed, and I have a letter from the restaurant owner as well.
Well, did you check with the board and find out whether she
We've
had
left messages for the board.
Did you check with the board to find out whether she had in fact deposited the $75 with the board?
No, I didn't. I actually called the board because they owe us money still.
Oh, okay. Do you have something from the board?
Right, I have a
indicating-
statement from the board.
Can I see it, please?
Both Edward and Delilah have been removed from the Redlands Football Board.
Just one second. I see a deposit made in the amount of $75 in cash to Community Bank, and that was on February the 12th.
Conveniently.
You didn't make the deposit to
No,
them
I
until
didn't.
February.
I didn't make that deposit. I gave them cash. That was the deposit showing that
they made the
they
deposit.
made the deposit.
Okay. In any event, the board has indicated that they have in fact received from Ms. Garcia the $75. You can read this if you like. That's the most important thing, that they have received it. There's a lot of other stuff there that I'm...
Right. The reason that money came to us was because we had put out of pocket a large sum of money for the banquet. We did get some money from the board. We also are still owed money from the board. So in fact, that money is money still out of our pocket that Tracy handed us a fraudulent check.
Ms. Edwards, she did not give you, knowingly, a fraudulent check. I want you to stop for a second.
Okay.
There is no proof, and you do not have any proof, that she knew at the time she gave you this check that this was a closed account.
I spoke to Bank of America, whom the check is drawn on, and they provided me with some additional information regarding the check. They can verify that that account has been closed since March 10th of 1998, and the signature does not match the signature they have on file for Mr.
Whatever. You cannot establish that she knowingly gave you a bad check. This was clearly not a joint account. It was in his name only. His name only. So that being the case, and if the money is supposed to go to some charitable organization, she collected $75. She turned that money over to the board. I'm sorry if the board still owes you more money, but she doesn't owe you anything. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may yes, case number 162 on the calendar in the matter of LaPearl versus Morgan. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss LaPearl, you rented an apartment to Miss Morgan. She was your tenant for a little over a year.
Yes.
According to your complaint, she gave you a 30-day notice. She moved out, and you want her to pay for all of your expenses that you incurred in finding a new tenant, and also damages to the apartment that you claimed that she did before she moved out, and rent. Ms. Morgan says that she gave you 30 days' notice, that she left the apartment in fine condition, and she is counterclaiming because she says you filed charges against her for either burglary or trespass, and they were false charges. You never appeared at the hearing when she was forced to appear. I think she had to come back from Europe in order to appear, and she wants you to pay her expenses. Now, when you first rented to her, did you have her sign a lease?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that lease?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. What kind of premises is this, Miss LaPearl?
It's a two-family house.
Okay. Who printed up this lease?
This is a pre-made lease.
Well, somebody typed in these things.
I have a secretary that does that for me.
Okay.
And in the back it says...
Just a second. Oh, she signed this lease on...
October 1st.
October 1st, 2003, and the lease was for 12 months.
No, the first time it was 10 months. It was from October till the end of July.
Okay,
of
10 months.
2004, yes.
10 months. And then you typed in, or your secretary typed in,
yes,
this lease will automatically be renewed for an additional 12 months unless you notify each other 30 days. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't do that. I know you would like to do that, but you can't do that. At the end of the lease, if you don't choose to renew it, the tenant becomes a month-to-month tenant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I hear
Good.
what you're saying.
Perfect. Now, when did she move in?
October 1st of 2003.
And she lived there for how long?
She lived there from October 2003 until March of 2005.
Had she paid her rent on time?
Yes, she did.
Had you ever had occasion to try to have her evicted for any reason?
No.
What happened in March of 2005?
I was in Israel visiting my mom, and when on my return, I found out that Miss Morgan entered my house without permission, without anybody being in there, opened the porch door, proceeded to the kitchen to leave a letter in my house, which my daughter found out. This is my daughter.
What did the letter say?
The letter basically said that she's giving me 30 days notice.
Okay. Step up. Your last name is?
LaPearl.
How old are you?
18.
Were you at home when your mother was in Israel?
I was not. I was also away. I was in Mexico.
Who was home?
Well, the thing that happened was that I was supposed to come home the day before, but due to a snowstorm, I couldn't come home. And my dog needed to be feeded. So I called my neighbor and asked her to unlock the house.
Who's the neighbor?
My friend Sarah.
So your friend Sarah was telephoned on what day?
On February 28th.
Well, who was taking care of your dog while you were in Mexico?
My brother, but he had to work that day, and it was an unplanned.
When did you get home?
I arrived home that same day that I'd asked my neighbor to come and feed my dog.
Okay. Now, what did you find, Miss LaPearl, when you came home? Something on the table?
Yes.
What did you find on the table?
I found a letter addressed to my mother.
Everything else was in place?
It seemed that way, Your Honor.
Now, when you found this letter, did you open it?
Yes.
And what did the letter say?
It was a letter from Miss Morgan saying that she had left 30 days' notice and that she had stopped by and left this letter in our home.
It said she stopped by and left the letter in your home? Is that what the letter said? Give me see the letter.
No, that's not what the letter said.
Then I'll see the letter. No, of course it didn't say she stopped by and left the letter in your home. This letter is dated February 28th, 2005, and it says, Sierra, this is to notify you that I will be returning to you the keys of the house at 22 Bright Street, first floor, on the 31st of March. Thank you, Laura Morgan. I am bringing this letter in person to you just to make sure you get it on time on the 28th of February. And it's signed you. Okay. Now, Ms. Morgan, when you got to the house on February 28th, there was no one home?
Your Honor, there was no one home.
Okay. So what did you do?
I didn't leave it on the table. I opened the porch, and there was a dog.
Is it an enclosed porch?
Yes, it is an enclosed porch.
I see.
And there was a dog there. So I very be careful because I didn't want the dog to get into the house. And I just slide my hand, and I put the letter right on the side, on the chair. I didn't put a feet in the house.
I don't care whether you did or whether you didn't.
Oh, I just put the
letter. Listen to me.
Yes.
I don't care whether you did or whether you didn't. So you put the letter inside the house.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So now you've got your 30 days notice, Miss LaPearl.
Yes.
You're not entitled to any more than that. She's a month-to-month tenant. I don't care what you put in the lease. It's illegal. So what are you suing her for?
First, I was suing her for 1 month rent.
She gave you 30 days notice.
You know, Your Honor, she was the one that said, well, you know, I like this lease because it's automatically renews, and she liked that.
Good. Fine.
Well,
she gave you 30 days notice. Get over it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're full of baloney. It was vindictive. You were not violated in any way. Put your hand down. Outrageous. You are an outrageous lady.
And later today,
Where is there anything sharp here, sir?
Drop. I was carrying it and she grabbed it from his legs.
I
grabbed
see.
me
So she was
inside.
pulling it back.
Oh my God, how ridiculous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Leora LaPearl claims former tenant Laura Morgan owes for breaking a lease, damaging her apartment, and leaving behind trash. Laura is countersuing for a false police report.
Keep going.
Miss Morgan was smoking in the apartment. The apartment smelled like an ashtray. I have witnesses. My daughter was there to help me clean it. For 1 month, I was trying to get the smell out of the place, and I couldn't. It took us 3 times to shampoo the rugs and clean the walls to get rid of the smell. Beside that, I'm suing for stealing things from the basement. I had a whole set of garden tools. I had dishes in there, trays.
What makes you think that Miss Morgan took those things?
I have little incidents with this woman that make me feel like she's a totally dishonest person, you know.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
I didn't see
Do you have any proof that she took anything from your house?
No.
All right.
No, but I have proof to show that she left trash in the basement.
All right, let me see your proof that you left trash in the basement.
When she moved from France, she had boxes and boxes and boxes of things that she brought, and all of it was in the basement. You know, she was doing some kind of artwork. She had some sculptures.
Okay, so you had to either do or get somebody to remove these boxes.
Yes.
All right, so that's what you're talking about, the boxes.
The boxes and the trash. She left there empty bottles, plastic bottles, whatever.
So you had to get somebody,
Yes.
or you did yourself, get the bottles and the boxes out of the basement.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay,
I
good.
did
And how
get
much
them.
did that cost you?
$300.
Let me see the bill.
It's also for dumping fee.
When did you move out?
I moved out. It was on the 31st of March.
31st of March. This purported bill, which I question,
Yes.
is dated June 7th.
Yes.
You mean you let the stuff stay there until June?
Yes.
I don't believe you, Miss LaPearl. I don't know what you have a bee in your bonnet about. I want to know when you call. She has a counterclaim. And her counterclaim is that you filed these charges against her, which caused her to have, at least for the moment, a criminal record of trespass. I assume that you filed trespass. Do you have a police report that you filed? I'd like to see it.
Yes, I did. I think this is the one. We were to appear in court on the...
I didn't ask you a question yet. When did you file this complaint? When did you return from...
As soon as I found out about it. And I didn't find it right away because...
Just a second.
Okay.
When did you return from Israel?
I think it was March that I returned, the beginning of March.
When did you have a conversation with your mother about this letter?
When she returned from Israel.
Okay, so she returned shortly thereafter from Israel?
Yes.
And tell me about the conversation that you had with your mother when you gave her the letter.
I had just told her that when I came home that the letter was inside of the house, and I...
Did you tell her where you found it in the house?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you tell her you found it in the house?
I found it on the kitchen table.
Now, who had you spoken to about the letter prior to telling your mother?
Nobody, Your Honor.
You spoke to nobody about the letter. Just listen to me very carefully. You spoke to nobody about the letter prior to telling your mother that you found it on the table. Is that what you're telling me?
I believe so, yes.
That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Now, after you had this conversation with your daughter,
Yes.
did you discuss the letter with anyone?
Yes, I did.
Who?
Miss Morgan's friend, Rosa. The lady that brought her into the house, drove her into the house.
Just a second. Nobody could drive a car into your house.
Into the driveway, obviously.
Did you have a conversation with anyone else?
Not that I remember.
Then you went to the police and filed a criminal complaint.
Yes. A breaking of an entrance. Somebody violating my rights, breaking into my house, yes.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yes.
Maybe it was the neighbor who found the letter and put it on the kitchen table, who was there to feed your dog. Maybe it was your son who found the letter, who was feeding the dog on a regular basis while your daughter was in Mexico, who found the letter on the chair and put it on the kitchen table. You did not speak to either of the 2 people who had permission and authority to be in your house that day, who could very well have picked up this letter from where she says she left it and put it on the kitchen table. You didn't speak to those people. What you chose to do, despite the fact that you found, Miss LaPearl, nothing untoward in your house, nothing, that your daughter found nothing untoward in your house. The only thing she found was this letter,
Yes.
giving you 30 days' notice on February 28th because you were in Israel, your daughter was in Mexico, and she was trying to do the right thing. You went and you had a tenant who lived there for a very long time that you had no trouble with, according to you. You decided to go and file a criminal complaint against her.
I felt totally violated.
Oh,
Somebody
how did you
entering
feel
my
violated? Did you
house.
feel violated when your daughter said, listen to me, you're full of baloney.
No,
Did
no,
you
no.
feel violated when your daughter told you that she had another stranger come into your house to feed your dog? It's not an answer. I want to tell you something, madam.
Yes.
You're full of baloney. You filed this complaint in the criminal courthouse April 4th. That's the date stamped on the criminal court complaint, which was 1 month later, after you came home. 1 month. And all it says in this criminal complaint was, if I can read it, breaking and entering.
Entering into my house.
I want to tell you something. You're responsible for whatever damages she incurred as a result of your filing this ridiculous complaint. It was vindictive. You were not violated in any way. And it's in all probability somebody who had permission to be in your house picked up the letter and put it on the kitchen table. Huh. Put your hand down. Outrageous. You are an outrageous lady. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $1,000. Your claim is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. I'm very thankful to Judge Judy.
I'm happy to get rid of her, so it's fine.
Miss Morgan had actually admitted to actually entering our house.
Her telling me that I broke an entry and I just gave her a month's notice is totally unfair and ridiculous.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hamuda versus Wilson. Step forward, please.
28-year-old Mohammed Hamuda is suing his former roommate, Susan Wilson, for a security deposit and an assault. Mohammed says Susan scratched his arm with a monkey puppet.
Mr. Hamuda, you rented a room from Miss Wilson and you were a tenant of hers for approximately a year. Is that right?
That's right.
According to your complaint, on the day that you moved out, there was an altercation with Miss Wilson and she caused you to injure yourself with this puppet, I gather. And in addition, she refuses to return your security deposit of $200. So you are suing her for both the injury that you sustained as well as the security deposit. Ms. Wilson says there was never an assault. You were a terrible tenant. You left the place in a mess. And since you left the place in a mess, you're not entitled to your security deposit. Why didn't he get his security deposit back?
He took the blinds off. He threw them away. I took them, put them in the closet, waited for him to move out to show him the blinds were...
Show me pictures of the apartment.
I have a videotape, but he took pictures of the blinds.
I want to see a videotape that you have of the apartment to show me why he shouldn't get his security deposit back.
It's back there.
Let's get it. What word didn't we understand? Are you telling me that the videotape that you have demonstrates the condition of the apartment when you left, that it was a mess?
Yes.
How much did you pay to clean it?
About $90.
Show me the bill.
I don't have a bill.
Who cleaned it?
I did.
Miss Wilson, I don't need the videotape. You're irritating me. He's entitled to get his security deposit back. If you had to pay somebody either to clean a carpet or to clean walls or to repaint or something else, that's a different story. Don't tell me that you paid $90 to have it cleaned up and then I asked who cleaned it up and you told me you did.
Well, the blinds were destroyed.
Show me a bill for the blinds.
I don't have a bill.
Then he gets his deposit back. All right, now, tell me about this assault.
I was trying to move out, and I was carrying Mo. And she tried to stop me from getting out. She kept standing in my face, saying, give me the key.
Give you the key?
Yeah, for the apartment. But she was kind of a little drunk, so she wasn't.
Look at me, sir. Don't look at your picture. Look at me.
And I was carrying this puppet. On my way out, she stood in my face again. And she said, give me the key. And I said, I already gave you the key. She couldn't believe me, so she grabbed the puppet from his legs, causing me a mark on my arm.
Let me see.
I'd like to see it, too.
Why did you take these pictures? Is it because you anticipated trouble?
No,
So
because she claimed that I left the place as a mess.
He called the police on me because I wasn't going to give him his deposit. So he called the police, and the police said to take pictures, and so that's why I took my video camera out.
I see.
So that was the reason.
And you told him you weren't giving him his deposit back? Why?
Because of the reason of him eating my food, tearing the blinds, you know. It's just a mess.
Bird, I know that this is... I just have to see on what he scratched himself. I want to see where it's sharp there. Could you bring that up to me, please?
He could have scratched himself cleaning the walls in the bedroom.
Where is there anything sharp here, sir?
The rope. I was carrying it this way. And she grabbed it from its legs.
I
grabbed
see.
me
So she was
inside.
pulling it back. I see. Okay.
I did. Oh, my God. How ridiculous.
I believe you, Mr. Hamuda. I believe you that she caused a scratch on your arm. I believe you that she tried to interfere with you walking out of the apartment, which you shouldn't have done. You are suing her nominally for $300 for that scratch on your arm, and I believe you're entitled to it. And you are also entitled to your security deposit back because she has absolutely no proof that you caused any damage to the apartment. As a matter of fact, the photographs that I've seen show that the apartment was in pretty reasonable condition. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
3, 2, 1, start. Send. No, Sufyan. No, Kashi. No, Asad. No, Aman. No, Hussein. Very close. No, Sufyan. No, Kashi. Oh, no, Asad. No, Aman. No, Hussein. Yes. Sufyan.
Yes.
Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. No. Hussein. No. Sufyan. Kashi. Oh. Asad. Aman. Sufyan. Oh, close. Kashi. Asad. Oh, Aman. Oh, Hussein. Sufyan. Kashi. Oh, close. Asad. No, Aman. No, Hussein. Sufyan. No, Kashi. No, Asad. No, Aman. Hussein. No, Sufyan. Kashi. No, Asad. No, Aman. No, Hussein. Sufyan. Asad. No, Aman. No.
एक तो डाल दो
Asad. Aman. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. Yes. Hussein. No. Sufyan. No. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. Oh no. Kashi. No. Sufyan. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. Yes. No. Sufyan. No. Kashi. No. Asad. Aman. Sufyan. 2, 1, start. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. Oh no. Sufyan. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. No. Sufyan. Yes. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. No. Sufyan. No. Hussein. Yes. Kashi. No. Asad. No. Aman. No. Sufyan. Yes. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Asad. Yes. Aman. No. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Asad. Aman. No. Sufyan. Hussein. Kashi. No. Hassan. Aman. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Hassan. Aman. No. Sufyan. No. Kashi. No. Hassan. No. Aman. Oh no. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Hassan. Aman. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Sufyan. Aman. No. Sufyan. No. Hussein. No. Kashi. Hassan. No. Aman. No. Sufyan. Hussein. No. Kashi. Hassan. No. Aman. No. Sufyan. Hussein. No. Kashi. No. Hassan. Aman. No.
ना हंसना इधर तू हंस रहा उधर कोने में जाके बैठ जा दोनों हाथ से अब उस साइड से लेकिन कोई खराब करता बाकी के साथ खराब कर दिया क्या कर ये तो कुछ बचा नहीं हमारे तो कुछ बचा भी नहीं यार ये नीचे गिर गया
एक गेम में चार नोट मैंने उठाए और एक
जल्दी रेडी करनी बताओ कॉल दबा
मैंने 10 की थे मेरे रहना मेरी काशी की वीडियो देखी है कौन की था
और सारी इसी तरह ट्राई में गिरा देना है
मैंने कितने जीते काशी और मेरी थी मैं गेम में हूं इसमें मैं हूं रंग से निकल
कवाए का
सब अपने हाथ में दो तीन खोले वैसे पकड़ लेगा लेकिन डालनी है ठीक है और
उसमें नहीं
1 2 नहीं 3 2 बना देना ठीक है स्टार्ट 3 2 1 स्टार्ट सेंड नो नो 3 2 1 go Hussein no Sufyan No, Kashi. No, Essen. Yes. मेरा मान बोलते नहीं है मान